Good evening, one and all. It is Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. It is time for us to be jumping in once more to some good old Warframe. Hope you're doing well where you are around the world. Oh yes indeed, we are back onto Warframes, and as per usual, something is trying to break. This time, it's the raffle command. It seems to be playing for fewer and fewer people, even though the bot still works. I mean, if I try to call it myself, does it work? Yes, it does. Why is the bot ignoring some people on the raffle command? This one's a doozy. This one's a doozy. I'm not sure what's causing that particular bug. And it has to be really confused. Yeah, it's ignoring Ancestral now, it's ignoring Andrew, it's ignoring Ackerboy, but other commands are working. Which is weird, and the ticket command is working, so at least that bit's working. You can enter the raffle, you just can't know what the raffle damn well is.
Must be the capture.
That's gotta be it, hasn't it? Yeah, there's just a capture hidden behind the raffle command itself for some reason, sure. Bowser, thank you very much for the 19-month resub, much appreciated. Cheers. Even a moderator can't call the raffle command, because Ladybug's trying it. Ticket worked, raffle didn't. I'm at a complete loss. The only thing I can think of is to completely delete and remake the command. So yeah, let's do that. Delete the command, make a new one. Let's just quickly try that. Put in the same term, same details, same cooldown. And alias. There we go. Activate that command. Alright. Let's see what happened. First person to get the bot to respond to raffle is clearly the superior chatter. There we are. Godly Schnoz. Congratulations, you are indeed the godly one. The bot has decided to respond to you. Go figure. It won't immediately respond to loads of people because there is a short universal cooldown on it so that people don't just like spam the entire chat of it. It's only like 5-second cooldown. It just means if two people say raffle at the same time, it doesn't respond. Not the second one. But there we are. It would say, oh, my stream is behind, we're only 2 minutes in. Oh dear, is it that bad? Oh dear. Oh dear. But anyway, that should have the raffle command fixed. If it hasn't fixed it and things do break again, then I'll just have to try and fix it again, won't I? Good old technology, eh? Good old technology. And as per usual, the moment I go streaming is the moment I get a ping on Discord. What for? Something I can look at later. Got it. Alright then. I think it's about time we get cracking on. I also have news for you as we go diving into setting off the next Coda. I'm going to do it normal mode because I don't want to switch on my brain too much too quick. But I do have good news for you, and that is the next video is ready to go up onto YouTube nearabouts. I need to apply the closed captions, I need to sort out a thumbnail, and then it'll be good to go. So that will be ready tomorrow. That'll be ready tomorrow.
Systematically pumping a furbomb through this neighborhood.
Ladybug, honestly, if you're having issues with latency that is computer specific rather than internet specific, you may want to look into making sure you definitely have up-to-date drivers for your internet connection. Because even if you ask the Windows updater, hey, are these up-to-date drivers? And it says, yeah, these are the up-to-date ones. When I did that for myself, I found out that I had things which are like a decade out of date. Which is wild. And as soon as I updated those, I stopped having issues here on Twitch. The whole bit where sometimes the bitrate would just drop to absolute shite. As a streamer, not as a viewer, stopped happening. Just because of some Windows drivers claiming they were up to date because they didn't know where to look for the up to date drivers. They just went, I guess I'm up to date. I don't see anything wrong.
One of Scaldra's secret stashes.
So yeah.
Use the Furbon charges to melt the locks and get inside.
But yeah, it could just be something as simple as a stupid driver issue like that. Worth checking into. But it's saying new captions on the damn video were awesome. Surprise yellow text, yellow, blue, and red. We had 3 different bonus colors in there. There was colors for Lloyd. There's colors for Parvos, who understandably was marked in red, because he is hostile. And blue for Lotus, because it just seemed fitting at that point. So yeah. I've been looking into further details and features when it comes to closed captioning, which could make that even better still. If opportunity presents and if need arises to put in the additional work. Because it is still additional work, but it pays. It pays out, as it were. Not literally, I'll say, but yeah. Alright, we got the little device. Let's go plug this into a terminal. Piss off some boy band. Yep. Nearly too much. There we are. Hello, Byte. Got to say, also for drivers, if you have Intel-based hardware, you can use Intel Driver Utility. It just checks all Intel-related drivers in your system. Fair enough. Yeah, my internet controller is, I think, a Realtek one, I think is the company. In any case, the Windows driver update system was abysmal. Abysmal. Whatever the case may be, Ladybug, I hope you can get it sorted out. Just so you can enjoy it without having a 3-second spoiler from Rev. Because you don't need that. Little bomb infested throwing themselves at me, as you do. Back through into Scaldra. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the display cache, was I? Oops. Wasn't even on my radar. I completely forgot that existed whilst talking and thinking about spawning the Coda. Oh well. Not really a concern. Let colour change Ken's choice. I'm going to leave it as it is then. Thank you. I did set the choice at the start of stream and I'm satisfied with that choice. Alright, we just need to get through this mission, and then as soon as I pop out, that should have the Coda start up for us. Green apple kiwi with a hydrate. Cheers. Ah yes, I need to be killing with abilities as well for that achievement-esque thing. Alright. I just kind of dash through them.
Time to come home.
This setup has Swift Bite taken out of the way because I'm using the mecha set. Because, you know, it's a non-steel path mission, might as well put all of these stops out. Just be as noxious as possible. Which weapon we aiming for today? No idea. I'm farming them up so that I can buy the weapons at my leisure. No idea on the specific choice because I haven't looked. Let's say, does it opening a cache indirectly speed up mission because you have more enemies to kill? I think it does, yes. I think you are right about that. Theoretically, yes. Obviously, if you're not spending too much time searching, yeah. Am I going to go public for the +3 heart cells in the showdown? I suppose by all theory, it is a good idea to do so, right?
Count on this coming up when we renegotiate my contract.
Well then. So yeah, when it comes to the showdown, if you do it in a public group, or at least a group of people, you get an additional live heart cell for each other person who is in the squad. So if you get an average of, say, I think it's about 13 heart cells, or maybe 12 heart cells, just from doing the Coda, an extra 3, that's 25% more. The trade-off being you just go through the boss fight 3 additional times. Unless you find an AFK remnant makes the mission fail? Yeah, unless people fail the mission, yes. So the trade-off there is between spending 4 times as long on the boss fight versus effectively having to do, what would that be, 20, yeah, just 25% more missions, right? There's 25% more loot, or 25% more time to get the same amount of loot. Now, that raises the question as to how many missions one has to do to typically complete the whole approach. And if I recall correctly, you're typically going through about 10 missions. So that would put it at about 2 to 3 extra missions in exchange for not having to be in a group in the showdown. 2 to 3 extra missions is my estimate on that. No, it's more like 3. You're not going to get an 8 mission run consistently, so let's call it 3 extra missions. Would you do 3 additional standard missions in exchange for not having a public railjack experience and a 4-stage run of the same boss fight? Which would be your choice? Would you do the extra missions? Or would you have the group fight at the end? I know for me, I'm tempted towards the extra missions, I'll be honest. I'm tempted towards the extra missions. The 1 extra heart cell is a welcome addition, absolutely. But it's still not an addition I particularly want to go for. Even though I'm farming up live heart cells, that is the sole grind interest here. The sole interest. But public railjack. Or just group railjack. I mean, group railjack is less viable because people will stab their Codas at different rates. So if you're playing with friends and you all start at the same time, you're not all going to be sent to railjack at the same time. Which certainly makes it a little bit more awkward. If you're the person who's first, do you wait for everyone else to finish and just kind of tag along? Well, then you're not making progress, you're kind of undoing the effect. If you go for public, you get public. And that can be interesting. That can be interesting. So, yeah. A little bit more mission under my control, that would be my preference. That would be my preference. Alright then, so let's have a look at these. That is completely used up. That shouldn't be on there at the moment because we are at the stage of just trying to figure out which one of these is the correct antivirus. Let's get cracking. And I do remember from last time that the best way to get started on this is actually to pop down to the mall, check out the bounty, and see if the well, there's no if to it. We're going to want to do the bounty because it clears one of the nodes, it makes progress, and also gives us one of those antivirus mods for further runs. So,
Just being real, if I had to choose between performing and producing,
and it is a Legacy Harvest one. Even better.
time.
Even better. So the antivirus bounty is just find and open the Tech Rock cache before completing the mission. I mean, it could not be simpler. It could not be simpler. So let's just simply get on with it. Let me just get rid of the light request because that's gone through.
It is harvest time.
Yeah, they look. Railjack can be a little bit of a crapshoot. The bit that gets me in terms of group Railjack is that if you're not in control of who's the host, you could end up with an not just bad host connection, but also a bad host Railjack, which is not great. And then the second part of that is every extra player replaces an NPC crew. If you replace all three of them, there's no one with free automated repairs of the ship.
Grab them and take them to Kalimos.
No free automated repairs can mean that the ship is in more threat than normal. Not to mention not having aimbot on the guns. It's one of those cases where, in order to balance the game mode for solo play, we've ended up with some features which are better than players. And I'm not upset at those features. It just encourages me even further into, well, leaving the players to it. That's me personally. And again, that's only for public. If you can form a group together, you're far better off. By the way, where's the thing? There it is, Esport. Because I don't know where I'm looking. Can't remember if this one... That's what that beeping was. I didn't recognize that sound. I was expecting a different sound. Now I know what that beeping is. I was expecting a different sound. Alright then. Oh, wow. Very first mission. Sure, why not? Where'd they go? Where'd they go?
Hello there.
Hello. Bear with me a moment. Taking down these. Dang, not any of those antivirus mods. Okay. Taken. Thank you very much for the resub there. Up on tier 1 for 7 months now. Much appreciated. I hope you're doing well today. Let's slide my way through. I could go help out Kalimos, but Kalimos is probably going to be fine. They're still on 82 out of 8. Is this thing me up and out? Did I actually scan things which are... I scanned things which are outside. Okay, that's slightly more frustrating. But you see, Kalimos is making progress again. Doesn't need me. I can just grab these. And then head back on it.
Kalimos found the Legasite. Harvest it.
That she did. Yeah, I'm doing well today. Quite satisfied that the next video, which is going to be on Atlas's landslide, is basically done. It needs a thumbnail, it needs the captions, and that's it. So it'll be live tomorrow. You can look forward to that. One leggy site? Yeah, he's a little bit further away from me than I'd like, but you know, we can go at them. There it is. Thing has a surprising tank on it. What level even is this? I don't see a level on it.
Escape is failure.
Yeah, I didn't see a level on it.
Now consume the beast.
Well, there we are. That's everything we need to do in this mission. Let's just get out of here. Kalimos can absolutely go and do one.
It is done. Either flee to extraction now, or if you have it in you, ask Kalimos to find the next Legasite. Remember, the tech rot evolves quickly and...
You know, it's still possible to do hundreds of millions per punch or landslide? Yeah. That said, you don't need hundreds of millions. Oh, sure, you can do it, but you really don't need it. Because the vast majority simply don't survive that. And anything that has that amount of tank probably has damage attenuation. Trump saying, how did you have 3 antivirus mods show up when mercying the Coda Lich? Because that's how it works. You test out 3 of them. If none of them are correct, you test out another 3. If none of those are correct, you test out the remaining 2. To find out which one is the one you're looking for. Once you have the correct one, you then only use that one and potency mods. to improve the rate at which you progress with your Coda Lich. Yeah, that's just how it works. Alright, power's on. All 3 of these mods are no bueno. We see nope, nope, nope on all 3 of those. Take them off. Let's slap on ones which haven't used. That's the 4, the 44, and the dub. There we are. 4, 44, and dub. Let's give those ones a try. See what we get. So having done the Legacy Harvest capture bounty, there's now no longer a node on the capture one. It might have refreshed if I had the right stab, but I didn't have the right stab, so instead we now proceed with these other missions, and we remain on a 25% chance of them showing up. I just happen to have them show up mission 1. 1 in 4 chance of that. I'm trying to say, never let me select any other antivirus on my Parazon. Only the first one, and then the additive ones. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I really don't know what to tell you. That's not how it works, so I really don't know what it is you must have encountered. I don't doubt that you were paying attention to what you were doing, so something weird was happening. But certainly not what was supposed to happen. Golden Knight, cheers. If it happens again for you, Ladybug is preempting me at this point. My god, their stream latency has improved so much. They're actually faster than me now. If you get this experience again, take details as to what's happening, screenshots if you can, and follow that link that Ladybug has just got the bot to bring up. You can submit a bug report, and hopefully D can get it resolved for you. Pretty good stuff.
Get near, it will start ticking. Self-destruct. Need to be quick to get the goods.
Yeah, we're gonna go get those goods. Do not worry. Precious little cotton socks there, Quincy. We got this. I missed every shot. I've been using too many AoEs recently. I've forgotten how to aim again.
Supply cash clock you. A fervent charge or 2 will melt that lot proper.
Alright, let's find those Fervon charges. Where might they be? I have yet to memorize their spawn locations, so I just move around the area until I figure them out. Let's plug this one in. Oh, it's actually round the back here. Through here. Where the hell is... There we go. Now, where would the other charge be? If I continue out the other side, away from where I was, maybe it's over here. This whole area is under the light of it, so it could be. Or it could not be. That works too. Come on. Where's it at? Not this way. That is not what I'm looking for, but I'll take it. Come on, come on, come on. Where is this damn Fervon charge? It's got to be around here somewhere. I felt like I'm back to where I was now. For God's sake. Alright, let's check this direction. Nothing. And it's not like there's any audio cue to follow either. It's... I've lost out on time. I can't find it in time. Lack of map knowledge on this one. Cost me it. Alright. Trip Genesis say massive thanks on all you do in Warframe, teaching us again. Much love from Estonia. Hey, thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate what I do. And welcome on in. Do the charges always spawn in the same tile? So based on where the save spawns, they should spawn in the same places each time. in a given season. I believe when the seasons change, because it changes the tile set to a different seasonal tile set, it also changes where the Fervon charges spawn for a given safe location, or given cache location. So, kind of, yes, they're always in the same spot for a given spot, but not quite. Just to make things awkward. And you need to search around that whole ass circle, and if you're underground, it's like a whole lot of navigation, it's hard to follow where you've been. You've got 2 minutes, it starts counting before you even get to the cache. And you have to be practically right on top of them to notice them, because the audio cues are very short range, and visually, well, the place is very detailed. Now, but it's anywhere within the circle, so it doesn't have to be the same exact tile, I don't think. In any case, we're done here, so... Oh, I heard that. Where was it? There it is. Hi, yes, I'd like to not get stuck, thanks. There we are. Might as well pick up the little bits and pieces along the way, if I notice them. Do I think the underground bits should be limited to tech rock missions? The above ground tiles to Skuldra, and we'll give them their own areas. I don't really have an opinion on that, I'll be quite honest. If DE decided tomorrow to change it to missions being exclusively one or the other zone, or if they put out a message and said, nope, this is the way it's going to be, HTFU. Either which way, I'm like, okay, sure, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Alright then, that bounty's not going to change for a hot minute, so it is just focused on doing these next missions. Now off we pop. Alright, so this time we are on a Skuldra focused mission.
Including civvies. Only way to stop them is to put them down first.
Bike go burr, and off go the abilities. You like that for exterminate missions because of kill X enemies of faction? I get it. I get it. At the same time, how long is it, really? Like, how much work does it take to actually get through those calendar missions? Is it enough that you absolutely need a hyper-optimized mission?
This sector is home to a Skuldra high.
Or is it just, it feels bad?
If Fervon charges will get you inside, but you gotta be quick. They're rigged to self-destruct.
You do survival for Kill X Faction? I've heard that some people have had those survival missions take them immediately underground for the Skuldra, and so they're against Tech Rot, even though it was a Skuldra listed mission, because Tech Rot can spawn in all missions.
Look for Fervon charges.
Alright, well, I need to now just beeline to this cache, which is a few hundred meters away, because if I don't, it blows up. And then I can interact with the area. Which is kind of weird given how Exterminate you usually kind of plow your way through it bit by bit. Here I am practically encouraged, no, not practically, definitely encouraged to skip like 300 meters of enemies. I'm gonna let him do his thing. Aha, I hear something. There it is. I had to get right on top of that.
Sub jump scare.
Not quite a jump scare, but all the same there. Thank you very much, Dark Wolf Steel, for the 17-month resub. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I hope you're doing well.
Extremely pissed off bad guys.
Alright, let's see. Did that...
Is there a unit ready?
Is that fake? That was a fake.
Deploy.
That was a fake mark. Oh. But we found a real one unintentionally somewhere over here at the same time. Okay. I Thanks a rocket. Man, these Dedicans tank. They tank better than the actual tank. But it's fine. Enemy marks over that way, but I'm fairly certain the mission continues this way. Never mind, I'm wrong. If it's not this way, I came from that direction, so it's got to be this way then. Right? Yeah. So if I go through here, I should be able to force the spawns? No? Wait. Okay, no, I'm lost. I'll just follow the marker.
I got a message for Skuldra. Hovenia isn't your town, and their purge squad is all dead. I mean, they will be when you're all done. Keep it up.
Golden Knight says, the help into survival is down to go to town. Yeah, fair enough. That'll get a lot of work done, absolutely. Mirror Ape? Oh my god, I am having to scroll like crazy on that one. Sorry, this needs a proper pause to appreciate. Mirror, did you just gift 53 subs to the community? Holy dooly. That is a lot of subs right there. Wow. So that's gone out to Papa Tim, to Blue 30 for You, to Demaram, to Hidden Shadow, to Blind Buddy, to Night Radiant, to Evil Crover, to Knack, to Rybis, to the Supreme Golden Knight, to Wissery, to Real Caster, to Damel, to Lux, to Snusk, to Casfields, to Cortez Blake, to Azrael Killshot, to Chaos, to Dizzy Spells, to Snomda, to Lugus, I think that is, to Hellhound, to Tiny Stalk, to Raidnia, to Hive Historian Phoenix, to Green Apple Kiwi, to Baha, to Geronimo, that's what it is. I swear it's spelled, okay, Geronimo, whatever. To Ancestral, to The Killer Kuki, to Dacia, to Akitsu, to Kevin Kitten, to Dave B, to Dylan Viljoen, to Bollywally, to DJX, to Itzwiz, to Voodoo Ray Ray, to TTV Sleeppuller, to Hopeless Twig, to Syntax, to Jareth Cheshire, I think that says, to Raphael, to Vida Veg, to Just a Name, to Asiva, to Missing Grave, to Ghostly Method, to Limerick, to Salty Sandals, and to Mundane Gaze. All of those from Mirror, thank you very, 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 very much for that. Holy hell. I would say needed a 999. I see. It just had to hit that threshold. I get it. Yep. And then we have from Tyken Trophy as well. Tyken gifting out another 5 subs to community here. Joining in on that. That's gone out to Wizard Tortoise, to Samuel War, to Geno Beam, to Inductive Humping, and to Mac Griver. Thank you very much there, Tyken, as well, adding on to that. Between the two of you, and of course, let's not forget the subscription from Dark Wolf Steel, that's just puts us all the way up to
Smile.
a level 8 train, halfway through level 9. God damn. Like, you just slammed right the way through it, as you do. Oh boy. Oh boy. And Mirror subscribing as well for themselves. 2 on there, 17 months in a row, no less. Thank you very much, Mirror. I really do appreciate that. And the 100 bits as well from Caldade9. Cheers indeed, all of you. Cheers indeed. Oh my word. That's just absolutely out of nowhere. Completely out of nowhere. What even are subs anyway? Not something you rarely looked into before? Let me give you the simple rundown. Every single person who's just received a subscription there, whether they purchased it themselves or by and large got it gifted by Tyken and Mirrorlabe just now, It means for the duration of that month of subscription, you have no more ads on this channel. If an ad would be played, you don't have to suffer it. You just get to enjoy all of the content ad-free. You have your subscriber badge. It starts at a lovely blue mug and levels up from there. For each additional month you have subscribed, you get a new one at 2 months, at 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and so on. You get access to the channel emotes. You can use them on any Twitch channel and on any Discord, at least a Discord that allows you to use emotes. So as long as you have your Twitch and Discord account connected up, you have those emotes even without Nitro required. Which also leads into having access to the Supporter Tea Lounge over on my Discord. So that is the Supporter Lounge. It is the premium channel, if you will. You have both access to the text channel and the voice channel over there as a result of being a subscriber. And to top it all off, you get extra channel points, which I see that Chaos has just used to redeem a request for some Blowfire. And Salty Sandals has requested a Hydrate. Cheers. There we are. I think I have gone through the majority of the details. Let me know if I've missed something in the sub stuff right there. I think that pretty much catches it. The voice channel gets silly all the time. That it does. The supporter voice channel does get silly rather frequently. Rather frequently. If you've ever caught the tail end of a very long stream and seen the gremlins that come about, take that and add on a bit. Yeah. Take that and add on a bit. Whew, I think we can finish the mission now. I've caught up with all of that. Coy howdy. That was a little different. Absolutely welcome. Just different. Alright then, let's continue putting a hole in all these Galdra heads.
Unclean and unholy. Stormfall, purge them from my city.
He's all so mad. And I don't care. Gonna keep blasting everything. You can't enter voice channel anymore, have to restart your Discord. Yeah, if you let the sub lapse for more than a few days, it will remove the role, and then you'll need to wait for it to resync when you resubscribe to get the role back. It should sync automatically every hour, and sometimes will push asynchronization if you've subscribed recently. But it can take up to an hour for the auto sync to kick in. At the very least, though, I'm glad you're in a position you're able to resubscribe. We've got another 40 kills to go on this mission. I'm fairly certain at this point we are not going to see a Coda spawn. Which is to be expected, really. It was on, like, what? I think 50%, so... yeah, literally 50-50 chance. It's fine. If I push through, that should... yep, highlight the new spawns. Let's just re-up the gas damage. Beautiful. Alright, Milo. Thank you very much for swinging by. Absolutely massively appreciated. You have yourself a good one. Peppertim saying, just because I'm really annoyed by it right now, are there any tips for fishing for specific fish on Orb Vallis? Yes, step 1, make sure you're actually going to the right places at the right time, as per the wiki. Step 2, if bait is available for it, I highly recommend using the bait. Highly, highly recommend. In some cases, it is required that you use the bait. Tip number 3, to make it clearer that you are definitely on an appropriate hotspot, you can have a look at the Oxalis Sentinel. Oxalis has a preset that can highlight the fishing spots on your map, and also can highlight the fish so you don't need to keep on buying new dye. So yes, make sure you're there at the right time with the right bait in the right place. Oxalis can help you out on at least some of those details, and just makes the fishing experience a little bit better. That should give you at least the very broad summary of how to improve your fishing situation. Hope that helps. Let me through. There we are. Ta-da! Another mission down. It didn't take 12 minutes. We had a pause. Alright then. I don't imagine the bounty is rotated. It has not. Okie dokie. So now we're on to Hell Scrub missions. Sure, why not? Let's start with a Skuldra one. Perhaps him say ticked all those boxes, fish don't want to spawn themselves. Okay, one other thing on that then, which is unique to all the Valis and Plains of Eidolon, doesn't work too well on Deimos. If you are at the fishing spot, you've deployed the bait, but fish don't seem to be spawning, or they've stopped spawning, what you can do is give yourself a really good yeet into the water. I mean literally throw your frame into the water, go out of bounds, and force it to respawn you near the water's edge again. If you do that a couple times, it does something funky somewhere somehow with the way fish spawn, and so it kind of fixes it if the spawns have decided to stop happening. It's the weirdest thing. It sounds like some kind of mumbo jumbo pseudo jank or people just believing random shit, but I have had great success with it over the years. If the spawns are saying no, yeet yourself into the water. The water demands a sacrifice. It sounds weird, but trust me. A couple of times of that, your spawns should come back. If they don't after that, then the game hates you. That's all I got for you at that point. Hell Scrubber, keep it clean. Always clean your Hell Scrubber, people. Always clean your Hell Scrubber. A dirty Hell Scrubber, it's no way to be. Come on. Whap. Could also move a decent distance away then race back. It's worth you trying to get there. I imagine it as doing probably the same thing as yeeting yourself into the water. You are forcing the game to update its spawns. And so I imagine that's just having the same overall approach. How do you sacrifice water on Deimos? That's a neat part. You don't. So, fly away, come back. If the spawns are really bad enough that you feel like you need to fly away and come back, then you fly away and come back. Can't say I've really had that issue on Deimos myself, but if you feel it necessary. You can eat yourself off the map on Deimos? Yeah, that requires you to be at the edge of the map, which is not always available as a reasonable answer. At that point, you've just flown away and back anyway. Oh, hey, a rocket. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Ah. Hi there. Ah. Any more for any more? I have accidentally gone under that. Ah. Complete overkill, but still fun to do. I want to pop one of these scrubbers actually. It's getting a little bit low. Yeah, the fishing issue on Deimos the other day. Fair enough. It does happen. I've not had it happen myself, or at least I don't recall it happening to myself, but evidently it does happen for yourself. That cleaned? That's cleaned. Kill. What's my favourite frame? Ooh, that's a tough question. That is a tough question. Can I see my profile? Profile? That was weird. 22% usage on Lavos alone. Next most used is only 8% on Wukong Prime. And Lavos Prime is probably working his way up the ranks. Don't know where he is at the moment. Where is Lavos Prime at the moment? Not down the bottom. Couldn't be down the bottom. Was he near the top and I just didn't notice? Oh, there he is. So yeah, he's a few roads down. Working on it. Working on it. Dante finally got to 5% for you. Fair dude. Alright, it's pretty clear that this mission's not going to have a Coda spawn. So in moments we'll be able to mosey on out of here. I should be able to start investigating where the exit is. Not this way, that was the entrance. The exit... Well, the exit could be pretty much anywhere. But I'm going to guess down this way. Just a hunch.
While Scaldra is discussing,
I'm correct.
I'm taking the opportunity to make some new acquisitions. Like this. Don't worry, I'll share. Extraction is ready. I can't ask you to fight any longer. But
Keep up.
if you wanted to fight longer, I wouldn't say no.
I feel like favored frames of weapons doesn't update enough. It's got some slightly opaque system to it. There is a system. It's not a case of it updating too infrequently. It's just the way that it measures usage. It's a little bit odd. Or maybe it's our perception is just screwed up. Could be that too. Cat Centaur said, can't seem to kill things fast enough to keep life support at 90% plus. What kill rate do you need for that? It varies from mission to mission. Such that I can't give you an exact answer. I know that for Grenier Steel Path Survival, it tends to be about 100 kills per minute is needed. But, like I say, it can vary. So, I can't tell you exactly. I know that off Steel Path, it's definitely a lot lower KPM needed. I don't know what it is for the Scaldra and Tekrot missions at this point in time. I've not measured it. So, can't say. I can't say on that one. Oh, we got deets. Alright, let's see. What do we pick up? Armor, ability strength, add gas, status chance, primary and secondary weapons. Armor's cute, but strength's fun. There we are. Besides Lavos, what would be my ideal frame concept-wise? No idea. I'll be quite honest with you. No idea. Is that how survival works? The drops aren't pure RNG? Well, they are pure RNG, but the rate given to the RNG is different per mission or per faction. The exact details elude me. They are.
The rod, but those idiot menials couldn't keep them clean. Rod just absorbed them. I'm hoping you're a little better at your job.
Just like the affinity per kill is different between factions and between NPCs, it's why people tend to like farming against Grenier for affinity purposes. The drops are different. The demands are different. Game is literally just different.
Scrubbers, keep them clean. Too much spore buildup and you got cold white on your hands.
Let's deal with the build-up on the scrubber. There we are. All good in the hood. Yeah, keeping the survival up here, I did have to spend some time getting over to this scrubber, so that's going to have affected the ability to maintain a life support as well, because we spent some time just not dealing with the spawns. But if I maintain at around 88%, then we know that we're stable here.
Hell scrubbers are
If I
starting to
don't,
emerge.
then we're dropping.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to the little guy. He knows how to talk to the appliances.
Let's see. Oh! Alright, I should have guessed this was going to happen, considering it was a 100% chance. Oh! There we go! On the second stab, we found out which antivirus is required. It's dub. We need dub. And this is good. Alright, kills currently at 84. So let's see over the next 2.5 minutes what life support level I'm at. I'm about to say only 10 minutes in is pretty early for a spawns near an mission boss. I mean, I don't recall D saying that they spawn exclusively at the very end, and I killed them quickly, but with their spawn there, they were close to the halfway point of the mission. So it was probably just as early as it reasonably can. When you consider that some missions can be over in like 3 minutes, they need to get in at some point. It's just survival is hard locked to a 5-minute. Sorry, Hell Scrub is locked to a hard 5-minute. It's not survival, it's Hell Scrub. It's survival. Well, I am oversaturated with life support at the moment. So my kill rate is about 60 per minute at the moment. And this is normal mode. So it shows that 60 per minute is more than enough. Or at least theoretically. We've only had 60 kills. That could just also be swinging too high on the drop rate right now. It's not exactly conclusive. What are some fun ways to farm credits, or is Index the way to go? Index is a good one, Profit Taker is a good one, opening up the caches in Hulvania can be a good one. There's the caches. I believe you want to do the Exterminate ones, or is it the Legacy ones? Which one gives out more? Well, if you're looking for fun, take your pick of the more fun of those two missions, really. If you're not adept at Profit Taker, Index is one of the best sources of credits, but it's not your only choice. You can also do Railjack as a kind of a hybrid farm, because it can give you a lot of endo, it can give you a lot of credits, it can give you a lot of relics. If you're doing the Void Storms, you can crack the relics, that sort of thing. Metra's Legacy Harvest? Fair enough, yeah. Yeah, there's a number of different ways of getting credits. It's more about what you vibe with. You thought Neptune Disruption was also fairly fast? It exists. You can get credits there, yes. It does indeed have credit drops.
You've hit this mission's minimum threshold.
Yeah, that's all of the positivity I can give that. Where is this thing pointing me now? Oh, okay. We're just gonna screw again. Got it.
Need you to stay on top of those scrubbers. You see growth? Shoot it.
There we are. Yeah, fairly well. At least saying they've gone from a couple million to 40 million just from grabbing the safe while farming coders. I can believe it. I can believe it. Righty. No, yeah, it's on that. So, I need to update the powers on. which means I need to step back through the doors. There we are. Now I can access my equipment. Alright, so we know that dubs is the way forwards. I also need to check what I'm actually on. 25%. Okay, so the meta at that point, being on 25%, is to use 2 10% mods. We got chance to drop antivirus. And let's see here. Potency or live hard sell. I've got plenty of potency mods, I'll be honest. A lot of these ones. So I'm instead going to go for the chance at a live hard sell. Let's do that one. Do I know if there's been an update on Arcane Distillation drop information? I've not been made aware of any, no. Not been made aware of any. Alright, off we pop. Gotta destroy some containers. That shouldn't be too problematic.
Civi's got no chance unless we do the purge ourselves. Hear me? Cutters and shooters gripped. Time to hunt.
Yeah. Whatever he just said, let's tear through the area. Do I think we're going to get gas, viral blast, and other combo element mods at some point? No idea. Honestly, no idea. We got the radiation mods because it was thematic with what defeats the murmur and Corvex's radiation, the whole thing. We've got the magnetic mods because of it being a hard counter. Well, I wouldn't say hard counter. A counter for the tech rot. So perhaps it could come with just facing other factions over time. I don't know if we will get them. Well, that was convenient. Spawns the information with me stood on one of the charges. Alright then. Other charge is probably somewhere out this way. I hear something. Not what I'm looking for, but yeah, I'll take it. Where are you at? There we go. One explosive charge. Ignoring the waypoints, taking my own route, and we're all good. Hello, Longshot. Welcome on in.
Situation's about to get proper mental.
Wait, how much you can get in the missions? Yeah, you can get a few credits, can't you? You can get a few. Although I appear to have 916. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. Let's continue our way up here. Big old spawn. Easy. Yeah, it does feel like those spawn pods that come in, they do definitely increase our kill rate. It certainly feels that way. Because here we go now. I was concerned at first when they were happening that it was also going to increase the kills required. But thankfully, not the case. I can feel the bad sleep I've had the last couple of nights, not gonna lie.
Quit in time, fam.
It's slightly part of the reason we're doing a Coda farm stream and not a let's look at Coda stream or something like that. It's all good. Oh, I see, Zom. You're running out of nanospores because you just weren't playing when nanospores drop. Okay. You're spending them, not farming them. I mean, I'll do it to you. Grab ourselves another couple of these. Very nice. Okay. Let's do the lakeside harvest. Oh, actually, if I wanted to optimize, I think I should have. Yeah.
As a beehive works tirelessly to support.
Hold. I think I could do a little optimization here. Let's check if I'm on 30%. Yes. Okay, good. So I actually want to change this out then. Because these are both 10%. I want to switch these over to 15% mods at the moment. Because if the Coda spawns now, then a pair of 15% will get us a big chunk of the way forwards. We'll get 35% total progress. And it means then if the next time I go and run, I run to 15% and they again spawn, which has every chance of happening, I would then immediately send them to space. We're at a breakpoint. So I've changed the modding there specifically for the breakpoint. That's what's going on there. Oh, okay, fair enough, Ellie. So, credits from caches, not safes. Oh, sorry, from safes, not caches. Got it, yeah. Safes, not caches. So, they're not exterminate.
As a beehive works tirelessly to support its queen, the tech rot hoards resources to grow and evolve its legocytes. We will harvest its precious
Alright
legocytes
then.
and nip its growth.
Let's get this one started.
Follow Kalimos.
Destroyed some more containers, which is all good. Just gonna make a bit of a mess around here.
Good girl. Now, we are not going to let any harm come to that precious feline, are we?
No, of course not. Given that it's an immortal ghostly cat, I don't think we could let any harm come to it, even if we tried.
Grab those furrow glands and let Kalimos have a whiff of them. That will help her find
The reason I just used my 2 there is I saw things taking damage up there. So by using my 2 now, I believe I took away whatever zone might have still been up there that it might have been damaged on. Nope, it's taking damage from something else. What is happening up there? Where's that damage coming from? Okay, nope, no idea what was happening there. No idea.
Kalimos is in pain.
She's not in pain, she's a ghost cat. She can't feel pain, don't lie to me. There we are. Acid fall up there? Could have been. Could have been, yeah. From Not Friend, help me scared. How are you? You wanted to ask, could you make a guide about Warframe settings because you know frame rate bad equals bad gameplay experience? Unfortunately, no. I'm not technically minded enough to be able to provide such a guide in a helpful and workable manner for you. I don't have various computers to test different settings on to try and find out what kind of settings would optimize what kind of situation. It's an exceptionally personal issue to resolve. So, aside from a video which would be 10 seconds long of, hey, do you want to have lower settings? Well, you can lower your settings. Aside from that, you're on your own. I can't help on that one, sorry. Where'd the other one go? I think that's him there. Yes, it is. Stab. There we are. Plus 35% puts us on to 70, which means now, if they spawn again on the very next mission I run, I'll take them straight to space. Guaranteed. Which is very nice. If they don't show up, then I can start swapping out 15% mods for 10% mods to get more of an effect rather than having to go for the full potency.
It's trying to run. Stop it.
Didn't really look like it was trying to run.
Hurry, harvest now. End this generation.
Alright, let's get out of this mission. Nothing left for us of interest here.
It is done. Either flee to extraction now, or if you have it in you, ask Kalimos to find the next Legasite. Remember, the tech rot evolves quickly, and your next battle will be harder still.
Yes, thank you for the rundown, Eleanor. At this point, I am somewhat familiar with how the mission works. Alright then, so we pop on over to the PC again. Yep, it has all indeed reset, which actually means, I was silly not to do this before, I can do the capture bounty again. But first, let me make sure I've not burnt out any of the mods. I have burnt out a mod. Let's take that one off. Let's get another one of you on. Reconfirm 70%. Sorry, 65. Yeah, 65 is where it should be, yeah. Yeah. Use 215% mods. Got it. I could use this opportunity to do the bounty, get another antivirus mod, all that good stuff. And away we go.
It is harvest time. Your crop, the Techrot Legasite, an evolving beast that consumes untold resources during gestation. Harvest enough of them and perhaps we can deplete the Techrot.
Come on, kitty. Let's get this going. Or rather, good luck, kitty. You get it going. I'm just going to go find that big old box of goodies.
Kalimos will have the Legasite's trail soon.
Yeah, there we go. Where is this? Okay, that was weird. You wonder about the law implications of Coda? We created Coda back in 99. Disinfect them, leave them for thousands of years so we can go back to our time to kill them. So every Coda we're creating a problem that exists for millennia. Yeah, try not to think about it too much. Because each one that we create, that's another of the same stadium in Earth's orbit. But we keep resetting the timeline, so it isn't. But it is. But it isn't. I don't know how it's supposed to work. I don't know how it's supposed to work. Answer is eternalism? It really isn't. That doesn't give me an answer for anything. There it is. I realised that Kalimos never actually activated. I've gone too far away from her. Oops. Oh well. I'll just have to pop back and do the mission properly. Are they building arena like meteors? They just fly around the universe with until they arrive in the present? I have no idea. For all the voice lines they play to us, we don't get anything of actual substance to explain this. What is Zoris over things like Pathesis, Glade Prime, etc.? Zoris has extremely reliable, as in guaranteed, electric procs, and so is amazing for melee influence. It also has a very high radius on its explosion, and I have it well modded. So it's already set up ready to go.
That will help her find her target. Kalimos is in pain. She cannot track the Legasite unprotected.
Oh, she's fine. Look at it, the cat's happy. Now, we got any of those drops that we can feed it? Any of those weird little infested packages? Ah, yes, here we go. Heat up, kitty. Do I ribbons? Not really. I have a couple here or there. I think I've got one on this burst, in fact, a nice one. But by and large, no. Cheers, Zom. Getting a relative lack of the drops here to speed this up. So we're just going to let Kalimos do Kalimos things. No sign of the duo, so that's just how it is. Yeah, no duo spawn. It's fine.
Kalimos found the Legasite. Harvest it.
Where you at, Noisy? Come on, it's time for your health checkup. I've checked. You had health. I've removed it.
Stop it.
We're all good now.
Is failure.
Birds can spawn on bounties? I believe so.
Hurry, harvest now. End this generation.
Don't see why they shouldn't. Alright. Bounty is complete. Objective is complete. I can get out of here.
If you have it in you, ask Kalimos
Not
to
that
be
way
the
though.
next
I
Legasite.
have to go this side of the car.
Remember, the tech rot evolves quickly and your next battle will be harder still.
There we are.
Every Legasite will cut down
Antivirus bounties definitely. Well, that's the one we're in, so we're all good then. We're all good. Another arcane acquired. Another couple of potency mods, ones of which I have a bajillion. But most importantly, we have got another antivirus mod. Always good to have more of those. Let's quickly update the Parazon to account for the fact that we no longer need a 35% stab. So yeah, let's get rid of the affinity one because it is actually useless to me. And instead, let's shove in the hard cell one. Alright, and now let's do a exterminate. The drops for Kalimos make you think of handbags. I see it. I see it.
Scourger Purge Squad thought to sweep the block. Got swamped. So we're cleaning up their whole damn mess. Make things right. See.
And bang. I'm not sure how our actions here in terms of time travel are not supposed to have paradoxical effects on our timeline. I'm sure it should. But hey, what do I know about time travel? I've never actually time traveled. I'm stuck like the rest of us, moving through time at just slightly less than 1 second per second. Like a scrub. And in case you're wondering, no, that's not a mistake. I am correct. I am indeed moving through time, just like you, at slightly less than 1 second per second. What's one more paradox for the origin system? Are these load-bearing paradoxes at this point, or is the whole thing just going to come crashing down on us?
Solid move. Abandon supply cache. Now listen up. If you get close, it'll clock you and start a countdown. Bust into the cache before
We're all lagging? We are indeed, yeah.
Seen?
You see, life is pretty massive, and due to the gravity of the situation, we're all lagging. So, it's relativity. Anything which is affected by a gravitational field is distorted in time. We measure this to the point that it is different here on the surface of Earth compared to in near-Earth orbit. In geostationary orbit, where we have our GPS satellites. So as a result of that, our satellites are moving through time faster than we are.
Open that thing and the textbook will get riled up.
Our satellites move through time faster than we do, and we have to adjust their clocks to account for that. So with that in mind, we must be moving through time at less than 1 second per second. Because we cannot be moving through time faster than that. We can't be moving through time faster than 1 second per second. That would be in breach of just how space-time works and our understanding of it. That would breach causality. So the only answer is we are moving through it less. Doesn't that cause causality issues? No, it's straight linked into it. Because it's not that it's not that there is a break in time. It's simply that I say simply. There's no simple about it. Our part in time is warped. The very nature of space-time that we are moving through, because we and everything else in the universe moves constantly through space-time at the speed of light.
Proper pissed off.
Because of the warping of space-time, there is less time for us to... No, not less time for us to move through. We're less able to move through the time in it. And the more warp space is, the more that happens, until you get to... the edge of a black hole. I forget which particular edge, but the edge of a black hole, where it reaches the point where there's zero movement through time. When it gets that extreme. You don't think Raffle's working right now? What? I literally fixed it earlier this stream. We checked, it was working. What? Oh, come on. Come on. Robin is well saying it doesn't mess with causality because there's no rewinding, just fast forward. So that's where my understanding of relativity and causality reaches a breaking point. That's where it falls apart for me. Because apparently, if something were to go faster than the speed of light, apparently that would enable it to break causality. Apparently. I have seen the diagrams drawn out, I have had the layman's explanation, and every single time my brain just goes, no? Huh? Huh? Because apparently it's something along the lines of, if you go so fast, then the way that it warps time for you, or your passage through time due to your speed through space, means that you're actually going differently through it. That something can happen before it started. I don't get it. I genuinely do not get it. Why does the bot not like you? I also have no idea. The bot makes as much sense to me as causality does. It's doing great. Doing great. Ellie's saying the closer to light speed we get, the closer to a zero scale of time we reach. Going beyond that would supposedly rewind. Yeah, the only problem is that nothing of any mass could ever reach that. But here is the thing, is that whilst there is that aspect of, oh yeah, causality will be broken because your time would be inverted for having gone faster than the speed of light through space. You must be going at a negative speed through time. Yeah, the ticket command should be working. It's just the raffle command that just keeps on screwing up. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah. My question still comes down to, what are the actual implications? Not just some theoretical, well, time must now be negative. What does that actually mean? In terms of this theory of, oh, well, it would break causality. If someone's going to make the claim of it would break causality, as physicists that study this stuff do, okay, where's the how? All I've ever seen are those graphs where they show, oh yeah, here is normal space-time, and as you get faster, it curves, breaks, and then it goes the other way. I'm like, yes, congratulations, you took a graph and you divided by 0, it looks wrong. That doesn't explain it to me. That doesn't explain it to me. And unfortunately, that's about as far as every layman explanation seems to get is, look at this graph, the lines cross over. Okay, you do lines. Cool. Can we have an actual physicist enter the room, please? Where is it, Lucky? And don't even get me started on another related aspect. With regards to, apparently we're all accelerating away from the center of the Earth constantly. Yeah. Apparently we're all, and everything on Earth is constantly accelerating away from the center of the Earth. Not simply that, we are accelerating away from it constantly, supposedly. As opposed to gravity trying to apply a force on us and therefore an acceleration being countered by the normal force of the ground that we're stood on. Apparently that is, in terms of relativity, not how it works. Apparently.
In any creative industry, you're gonna have big
and then we're actually constantly accelerating up,
defines what's good.
Which counteracts, or is mathematically counteracts, I guess, the fact that space-time distortion, wibbly wobbly something. I'd explain it if I understood it. I'd explain it if I understood it, and I really goddamn don't. Bounty change yet? Bounty not change yet. I'm not waiting the 52 seconds, let's have it. Petra, did you hear about that everything is getting far away from everything? Could that be what it meant? No. No, that sounds like you were thinking about the expansion of the universe and how space-time itself appears to be expanding for an unknown reason. And that expansion is also, according to measures, accelerating for an unknown reason, and it is why we're able to observe things which are further away from us in light years than the age of the universe, because when they started sending their light towards us, they weren't further away than the age of the universe. But the space in between has expanded since then, since the light started being emitted but before it got to us, which is separate, I think.
Just ping one of Scaldra's secret
Red text? Yeah, we've got incoming red text.
charges to mount the locks.
No, what I was on about is specifically on a planetary scale, not a universe scale. It is that, I forget some of the terminology, which is not helpful. If you were falling through the solar system under no drive power, no impulse, no nothing, you were literally just falling through the solar system, you would follow a certain defined path through space-time. That defined path caused by gravity. I forget what the name of that is. I'm hoping that one of the 89 people watching right now might know it. Also, not gonna lie, slightly quiet Wednesday, hey ho. I'm hoping one of the people here knows the term that's not stuck in my head right now. God damn it. But imagine if you just calculated the path that you would fall through due to gravity. That path. But apparently that path, when you look at it from a position of space-time, is a zero acceleration path. You just follow it, apparently. Whereas, if you're stood on Earth, you're not following that path anymore. And the only way for you to not follow that path, the way for you to stay still, is to be constantly accelerating away from it, because the force is being applied on you, the normal force of the ground that you're stood on, or the chair that you're sat in. And that is how come they can define that there is an acceleration. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to me. But I've read the same thing in a variety of different sources. I just can't fathom it. And what's worse is that the explanation... I'm not going to find this cache. I'm giving up on it. Geodesic path? That sounds right. Yes, geodesic path. That sounds correct. Yeah, so that's the path that is taken if you move through space simply under the influence of gravity. You're not actively trying to move your path anywhere, including not being influenced by something else blocking you from taking that path.
There's barely any tech rot in the area.
Yellow area too big? Who knows? Maybe the hotfix will change that.
Clearing out
Who knows?
so the Skuldra loyal can move in.
Did I hear the one recently about how Earth solar system might in fact be in the middle of a starless void, like a perfect sphere of not stuff, almost like a containment field? That sounds like bullshit. No offense, but offense absolutely intended to whoever wrote that. Because we can see the stars. So our solar system is in fact not in the middle of a containment field. We can see them, we can interact with them. We can see the light coming in. We have evidence of interacting with various spatial objects having moved through our galaxy. Yeah. That just sounds like BS. We're in a geodesic freefall constant, etc. No, no. So now I'm at a difficult point where, on the one hand, today is a Warframe stream, but on the other hand, I really want to bring up these details and bring up what I have found so far to try and better communicate both my understanding and lack of understanding. Because my understanding is that when you fall along a geodesic line, you're not accelerating as far as it's concerned. Any appearance of acceleration is from another frame of reference. I believe the perception of this goes back to Einstein pointing out how if you were in free fall on Earth, or if you were in a spaceship beyond any detectable gravitational field, you would, for all intents and purposes, feel the same. You would feel a lack of force from the ground under you, because there wouldn't be any. And if that were a sealed spaceship with no windows, no sensors, you wouldn't be able to tell if you're in deep space or actively falling towards a airless moon.
That's the last of them. Time to go home.
But I don't understand it better than that. Warframe is in space, it should fit in. Or it's so simple. Comment on the state of MTG. That would require that I have enough understanding to comment on it. So I will pass on that one. Stay in mission. We wait here now. Robin's will say, I think the void area is more about the rest of the universe being more densely populated than the area around us. Not unless we've been the only thing in the area, but I saw them passing, paid no attention. Pay it no attention. Pay it absolutely no attention, Robin is whelmed. I can tell you now, there is nothing special we have observed, and my understanding of it, about our busyness or not busyness of space for this solar system compared to any other. Nothing of particular note. We live in a quieter part of our galaxy. This is a known fact. We do live in a quieter part of our galaxy. We're out on one of the spirals. I don't think we're actually specifically in a spiral, but more kind of off to the side of one of them and stuff like that. The point is, yeah, we're in a quieter part of our galaxy. But if you go further out of the galaxy, it gets quieter still. That's what happens. There are quieter parts and busier parts. More dense, less dense. We're not in anything particularly special. Anyone who draws any kind of conclusion on the sample size of one of our solar system, going, oh, it has space around it, is someone who should not be spoken to for anything factual and scientific. Been deployed, we can go. On the edge of an arm? I think so, yeah. It's been a while since I last looked at a map of our galaxy and the position of Earth within it, I'll be honest. It's been a while, but yes. Alright, gonna need to grab that hotfix. Might as well have a look as to what's happened with it as well at some point. And just get the game to finish leaving the mission so I can close it. Phil's saying, acceleration changes speed. If there is no acceleration, there is no change in speed. The acceleration creates gravity. Nope. Acceleration does not create gravity. Speed does not create gravity. Correct. Speed is irrelevant without frame of reference to have speed in comparison. Yes, speed... Yeah, velocity is relative. Yeah. But acceleration does not create gravity. That is completely incorrect. Yeah. But described as we're in the suburb of the galaxy? Not a bad shout, yeah. Not a bad shout. Labour say we're always going to have a Fermi paradox. His sample size of 1 for sapient life is nothing. Yeah, the Fermi paradox is a thought experiment of, I think what if, but if not what? So why? Me no, so paradox. It's kind of a pointless one. It's a thought experiment that can't be taken more seriously than just to consider the possibilities. So don't worry yourself about the Fermi paradox. You're absolutely right. You might have slept through a few physics classes, but ain't mass what causes gravity? We're not sure. It's pretty much directly related. But to say that mass causes gravity is more of a correlation than a necessary causation. Because my understanding is that energy can also impart a gravitational effect in sufficient amounts. Because energy and mass are the same thing, or rather mass is energy, and yeah, it's equals, you know, E equals mc squared, and so it all gets a little bit... Okay, so what's the actual cause? Ellie, that's talking about orbits. That's different to what I'm on about. You're referencing orbits. Or at least that analogy does. I'm gonna have to bring this up. I'm gonna have to. I've gone this deep into the conversation now. Sorry, Warframe, you're gonna have to wait a moment. We are doing science. Let me see what page I can find.
Try to convince you that you're replaceable.
That's just some boy band upset with me.
They are.
Right. How do I Google for this particular thing? Nope, that's the, Oh, this is a painful thing to try and Google search because I don't even know the full thing I'm trying to search. That's a YouTube link. I don't want a YouTube link right now. Get the stream into all kinds of trouble. Nope, I'm not finding the right bits. Sorry. ChatGPT can be helpful in this situation. I am abso-fucking-lutely not bringing up ChatGPT right now. Oh, God, no. I don't care, even if it somehow spat out the correct answer. The very last thing I want to do is have a souped-up predictive text algorithm come forward and happily give me an answer with every conviction of accuracy without at any point being able to validate that. Absolutely not. ChatGPT looks great on the surface until you ask it about things that you know a great deal about. And then it starts spitting out some absolute bullshit, and you realise, oh, it doesn't know anything. It is just throwing the words together that is compiled and kind of got the impression are the right words that should follow. It's the equivalent of dreaming about a topic. Sure, a number of things will come together and look semi-reasonable. When you put your foot on the ground, you stand. When you open a door, it creaks. But that's only going to get you so far. Just tell it to give you its source and then go to the source? Sure. I've done that before now. And I've had an AI give me a source, and I followed through the source, and I checked over the source word for word, every single part of that entire lengthy source, not the slightest bit of it talked about what the AI was supposedly talking about. So I took it back to the AI and pointed out, it's not in there, what do you want about it? It went, oh yeah, no, there is nothing in that source about what I said. I don't know. Really? What fucking good is that? Not the slightest check or balance in what it had to say to me. It said, yeah, this is a thing, this is absolutely real, here is the source. I checked the source, there's nothing, and I just tell it, your source is wrong, and it just accepts it, rolls over, and gives up. Fuck AI. Fuck that. Right. I'm just trying to quickly find some relevant detail to try and put into more sensible terminology the confusion I'm having with regards to general relativity and constant acceleration of those who are stood on the surface of the Earth. Adding that word might help. Oh god, those equations are things I do not read. I don't know. Okay, I give up. Nope. It's a Warframe stream. We're not going to do this right now. If I can't find it quickly, I'm not going to find it at all right now. Because those are some terrifying derivations I'm looking at now, and that's not helping me either. It was worth a shot. It was, but this is something that constantly plagues me. I'll be honest. Anytime I think about it, my brain just throws up an error, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay. A bunch of examples of people convincing AI that 2 + 2 = 5? Ew. Yeah. It's a tool, it's on you to know how to use it, I think. Yeah, look. Someone can hand me a tool and say, hey, it's just a tool. You've got to know how to use it. And I look at the tool, and it's a saw blade attached to a spoon. It doesn't matter that I could cut things with it. It doesn't matter that I could scoop the tea bag out of my mug of tea with it. It is a saw blade attached to a spoon. Doesn't matter how many jobs it might succeed at, it is not a tool I feel comfortable using when there are better alternatives that just take a little bit more work to find. Fuck AI. Its entire purpose, as I've ever seen so far, is the equivalent of either having a somewhat vivid dream or getting a very helpful, very excitable 13-year-old to answer any question you may have, but the 13-year-old believes they know everything. The 13-year-old believes they know everything. Which means that if you ask them a question they don't actually know the answer to, oh, they know the answer. Quick little Google search. What is relativity? Ah, yeah, cool. I'm a 13-year-old and I know what relativity is now. Here it is. Ugh. Neil deGrasse Tyson is a podcast where he talks about this stuff. I'll be honest, I will stick towards articles, documents, journals, that sort of thing. A podcast from Neil deGrasse Tyson is not high on my list of priorities. Not least of which the way he goes about things. Now, right, let's have a quick gander as what was in that actual patch that just came through and interrupted what we're doing. Let's see, hotfix a few minutes ago. Technosite Coda changes and fixes. Well, this could be relevant to us, couldn't it? Technosite Coda Duet spawned behind the tunnel doors in Hulvania missions will now be teleported out of the inaccessible tile. Fair enough. Fixed a pop-up. Oh yeah, it updates appropriately when it should do. Fixed Technosite Codas being permanently ragdolled. Fixed Stadium Light Show not playing if the host has run out of revives. Ha! Fix a host and client latency issue. Fix a cutscene. Fix some effects. Yeah, actually nothing that should affect me there. That's good. Changes. The mission tutorial transmissions toggle now applies to excavation, survival, hijack, sabotage, defense, and rescue missions. Okay. Mods equipped on omnipolarity slots will now display an omnipolarity indicator in the upgrade menu to easily identify where such a form has been used. Makes sense. General improvements to the auto-install system. Having duplicate copies of one mod will no longer skew its weighting compared to similar mods. Huh. Mods with specific weapon buffs will no longer be prioritized on weapons that don't benefit from that buff. Weapons that don't benefit from attack speed will now heavily deprioritize attack speed mods. I hope that is like 0 weighting. If they don't benefit from it, it should be 0 weighting. Fixed mods with a negative priority becoming accidentally super prioritized if they're deprioritized further. Oh dear. Oh dear, that's precious. That is precious. I was just going to glance through these, but I've got to bring this one up. I have got to bring this one up right here. Let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. Oh, that is absolutely precious. Fixed mods with a negative priority becoming accidentally super prioritized if they're deprioritized further. Ah, dear. The Gandhi, the auto install. Which is also funny because apparently the Gandhi story isn't even true. But yes. What does that even mean? Integer overflow. Integer overflow. Or in this case, integer underflow. Or double underflow. Whichever numbering system they're using. Point is underflow. It got so far negative that it ran out of negative numbers and so jumped to maximum positive instead. It's like, yeah, just simply that. Imagine if you had a deck of cards, you count 1 through to 50, all the way to 52. You start at 52, 51, blah, 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 all the way down to card 1. You put down the last one, you draw the next card, well, you need to pick your deck up and start again. It's now 52. So the next number below 1, according to the deck of cards, is 52. What happened here? Yeah, apparently the whole Gandhi thing with the old Civ games didn't actually happen. And the reason that Gandhi would appear to just go suddenly nuclear is because Gandhi was just well positioned to get to the technology quickly enough to then see the value of using it. Just the way it was coded. It was nothing about becoming ultra mega hostile because he became too friendly. But the apocryphal story is more fun and interesting. I'm just being a killjoy at this point. Michelotso say, I honestly think the Gandhi nuclear bug did happen. Okay. They're just rewriting history most because it's way funnier that way. I see, yes, you've got a headcanon. Got it. Oh. Anyway, fixed auto-install, not putting mods in slots with an omnipolarity. Okay. Added Protean such and such customizations from Prime Time. Makes sense. Fix the seeking projectiles with Daddy's Noctua not dealing damage to enemies outside of the simulacrum. Wow, okay, the one time the simulacrum is bugged to be correctly working. Got it. Fix the quick select tool in mod menu not respecting the keep extra unranked copies if the value is typed. Wow, okay. Fix duplicating the mod config on exalted weapon with mods into the arcane or extra slot. Putting mods into the arcane slot. Wow, okay. Fair enough. Fixed Mars being able to equip the semi-pistol cannonade mod. So weapon has a charged alt fire, so it doesn't actually fit it. Oh dear. Fixed being unable to interact with Lizzie Shores in decoration. Loss of function. And in case of Kaya sending a birthday message before completing a story arc, resulting in a chemistry rank changing to associates, causing players to think they may have earned a different ending. Ah. Well then. Something happened there. Performance fixes, and then general fixes. Fix scans of Sound 6, MS headset, transmissions, texture, condemn, cloth issues, case of mods not being copied over and duplicating mod config on exotic weapons. My god. I had a weird one of this actually earlier today when working with Atlas. I copied a config over, and when I had a look at the copied config, it had copied over all but one mod. The one mod it didn't copy over was primed pressure point. And instead of copying it over, it put a middle ranked normal pressure point. It didn't leave it blank. It didn't use a fully ranked prime pressure point or an unranked primed pressure point if I have one. A middle ranked pressure point instead of a fully ranked prime pressure point. I have no idea what kind of code causes that to happen. No idea. Oh dear. So yeah. Fix ranking up a mod in the upgrade screen, causing your search bar to clear. Okay. Oftentimes resulting in you losing visibility on the mod you're ranking up. Well, that's a separate thing entirely where the mod visibility happens, but yeah. Strunwraith missing its recoil stat for Incarnate, fair enough. Various Syndicate code of Gemini emotes. Small tint issue. Debug of VFX. Coda Bastis and Jolta Coda Toxica reticles persisting in Captura. Nice to remove those. Script error, rare crash, small memory leak. Cool, alright. Fairly. All good stuff it seems, except for a nerf that some people are unhappy about. I hadn't got to that weapon, so I guess. So I'm saying, getting nervous, how many hotfixes Temples 3 has been broken for? It's more a case of I'd like to know the design intent. I would just like to know if they are aware of Temples 3, how it works, and if it's different to how they want it to work. I would just like to know that. They can take whatever time they need to fix things. I'd just like to know Is it something that they feel needs fixing? That's just what I'd like to know right there. Puppeteer said probably was searching for the lawyer strain instance of that mod, not looking at unranked ones, which is a very weird way of doing it. A very weird way, if that's your guess on how it works. Sure. Petra said, get back to Warframe, found recently a build on base that gives the Cedo secondary fire red crits and makes it amazing at room clearing. Yeah, fair enough. Go for it, red crit Cedo, why not? Oh, I see, Jade. I see. Not good news then for that gun. Oh well. In any case, the Coda farm can keep on running, and we have a calendar thingamajig. Oh. Probably that one's more sensible right now. There we are. Any decent Coda weapon rolls? No idea, sorry. No idea. I need to check that the modding on this is suitable. We're at 80%, so I want 10% mods. I'm using 10%, 10%. Yep, that's good. Alright, cool. Let's go do the next mission. Duet chance 100%, so this is definitely the last mission. Okay. Definitely the last one.
Spore contamination rising. Tickle the tech rot with a little bit of code I wrote. They could spit up the health scrubbers that Scaldra lost when they tried to purge this.
51.1%, not enough to get to 60 in a single roll. A single fusion. Yeah. It's still a decent amount. I'll be honest, I'm not overly fussed with getting Nemesis weapons to 60%. If they're at like 50 odd percent, they've got the vast majority of their power there. If they need that last little bit to get somewhere, they weren't going to get there anyway.
Can grow on your water filter if you don't clean it enough.
But yeah, I'm not too fussed with that last little percentage. I know that plenty of others are, I'm just not.
Unless you want to get unsubscribed from life.
My own gameplay inefficiencies will make up the difference. Synapses a 40% impact, rest below 30. Fair do, fair do. Did we ever get an answer as to why DE decided to split the weapons into 2 separate rotations? I can't remember if DE ever actually got around to telling us that. Because it's not like we can get them from other players either. Or buy them for platinum. So did they ever say? Again, clean finish number. See, if I went for clean finish numbers on all of my weapons, I wouldn't have the hilarious opportunity to watch DE make it where 58% and above gets auto-turned into 60%. I go, wow, this is a nice update. Let me see if that affects any of my items. And find I had a 57.9 progenitor bonus. Which even Reb found funny. At my expense. Hey. It was 57.9 before the update, and it remained 57.9. Big whoop-de-doo-dah. One down, one to go. Nice shield, mate. Be a shame if someone were to jump over it. Got him.
Knock the pus sacks off that scrubber before they sprout ahead.
Got it. There we are. I suppose I should get around to dealing with this safe I can detect somewhere. Is it all the way down there? Oh, I'm not going to go for that. That's too far away. I'll end up running out of life support because of all the enemies behind me.
Having another hell scrubber for regurgitation. Disgusting.
There we go. Just notice, like, colour is not quite right behind you. It ain't purple. Oh, okay, right. There we are. It's purple now. As the requested. Oof, godly. Oof. That's RNG drops for you. Don't you feel so satisfied to roll that 5% and go up, what, another 1,500 credits, is it? Or is that a blueprint of 2,500? When you want the blueprint, it's an amazing drop. When you already have the weapon, it is actually the worst drop you can get. It's basically just eternalism again, isn't it? It is the best drop, it is the worst drop. Both are true. Eternalism. I know that's not eternalism and I don't care. I'm going to keep mocking it. The very concept is mock-worthy. Took you 5 hours to get a single drop of day aspect for Equinox? Ooh. That's rough. There is that part of me that is mildly tempted, after the Dan series wraps up, to then farm every single Warframe for Dan. Base frames, no primes.
Like this.
Farm up all of the base frames. Just see how long it would take Dan to get them all.
But it wouldn't be very much fun if you left now.
Because, you know, Dan did get Dante pretty handily.
Contamination is off the charts. You need to hustle.
I'm hustling. Out of the mission. Didn't I do a video like that some time ago? So a couple years ago I did do a how long does it take to farm every Warframe. It was back at the start of 2023. I have considered doing a redo of that video, bring it up to date for the last couple years of releases. Just haven't really prioritized it so far. Just haven't prioritized it. What I can prioritize is this showdown. Need to watch the Dan farming videos. That's the thing, though. I'll be quite honest with you. The Dan series has done what series do.
Noble Tenno.
As I was saying, you did do a sort of redo, didn't you? Yes, I did. I did a better version of the how long it takes to farm every frame 2 years after the original. So if I wanted to redo it again, it's due. It is due. Alright, let's deal with these.
Really lonely. Success can be isolating, but we've got each other.
Take that out. The other one's down here. There we go. What weapons are we going for today? No idea. I'll find out when I've earned them. I just know I need to earn them. Come on. More invaders? Where are they at? There they are. That's that resolved. Get onto this. That'll take out one.
I've learned to tell the difference between honest criticism
And we do the next.
straight up jealousy. If all your artists are giving you trouble, maybe the problem isn't with them.
Anyone else find it weird how the Coda basically just constantly waffle on as if they are still the boy band experiencing boy band issues. I'll be honest, for me it feels a little disjointed. I get what they're going for. I think I get what they're going for. But it just means then that there's not really any actual interaction, because they might as well just be saying gobbledygook. I've tried paying attention to it, and I've drawn an actual blank. How do you access this stuff? In order to start this, you need to have completed the quest, The Hex. I believe that is the furthest requirement required. Yeah, to get there.
Arcwing slingshot loaded. 10-0 in the barrel.
Alright, lock on this time. I'm literally right on it. Why? Alright. How do they escape from 1999 to our star chart? They don't. They end up waiting.
Can critique a finished album, but few have the talent to create one from scratch. Look, what do you want? An interview? I'll give you 2 minutes, right now. Any questions you have that aren't about our personal lives, I'll answer.
Yep, so these guys just drop on in. I of course have the in-game music turned off, so yep.
Value admiration of everything else.
It's the Technosite Coda! Yep, who despite being revealed, we can't actually shoot yet. Oops, didn't dodge that attack, my bad. Yep, I failed to dodge enough attacks. I'll be honest, I find it hard to track the triggers of some of these. The laser's really easy to follow what's going on. Really easy. But those cannons from the side? I don't know, it just catches me off guard. Don't know what it is.
Mindset is everything.
Come on. Perish. Whichever one of you is the one. Oh, skipping cinematic. Alright. You teleport out of bounds with Calevo? Yeah, teleports do that. Dodge roll, dodge roll. Oh, lasers. Who wins down? Trying to dodge. I think I successfully dodged enough. Not gonna pick the dog up. The dog will pick itself up in a moment. And we're good. There we are.
I've tried really hard not to let popularity influence me.
And let us vanquish this one because we don't need these sticking around. Take this infested thing and shove it in the ground. We're done here. There we are.
Their gig has bombed. Too bad. Time to leave.
Time to leave. Head us back to the dry dock. Very good. I didn't actually see how many heart cells we're supposed to get from that one, so I guess we'll find out in a moment. It'll just pop it into our inventory. Oh look, an immuno shield. Sure, why not? We'll leave the dojo. And the reward is 15 of them. Nice. I think that's the maximum. Very, very nice. The other bits can just kind of exist. Also picked up more rewards from here. Let's see, Arcane or Melee Arcane Adapter. Melee Arcane Adapter. I'll take that one. Upgrade. Critical melee hits have a chance to increase your attack speed and movement speed by 5% for 10 seconds. Okay. Combat multiplier increases the chance of enemies being susceptible to finishes after a melee hit. Yeah. Magnetic status effect also pulls in enemies within 1 meter per stack. Yeah, I could see the value on that, but I don't actually... I don't want enemies to constantly be yanked around just because I happen to have used magnetic. So I'm going to go with this one. Boosts. Everyone look away. Alright then. Let's get the next one started. Actually, first we could pop into the mall and see what I can grab from Eleanor. Okie dokie then. We head on over to the proto frames, we go to Eleanor Nightingale. What have we got? So we've got 30%, 30%, 51% for the Hirudo, 26, 40, and 25.6. Okay. And I don't believe I've actually picked up any of these particular weapons yet. I don't think I have. But now I'm going to double check, because I don't want any duplicates. Not yet. Oh, I have got a Hirudo. Okay. Yep, I also still need to level these. I've got a Bass Assist, Hirudo, Path Assist, Sporothic, Synapse. Which makes me reserved against picking this up, and also mildly annoyed that there doesn't appear to be anywhere on here that shows me that fact. Michelotso asking, anyone know if when you trade a friendly Coda, if they go hostile after? Yes, when you trade any adversary, so whether it be a Coda, a Kuvelich, or a Sistrapava, so they become hostile to the person they've been traded over to, that person needs to defeat them just like any other adversary they've set up. It's just they know exactly which adversary they're going to get. So yes, they do become hostile, you do need to go through the process, and then at the end you can choose which option again, just as before. I think you can choose which option. I think. Point is, you do need to go through the process. Yeah, I don't see anywhere on here where it shows that I already own this weapon. I don't care that I don't own this particular bonus, I already have a copy of that weapon. So I need to make sure I don't unintentionally purchase something I already have. It'd matter even more if you're already at 60% on an item. So, to refresh my memory, not CODs, Coda. No Bass, Hirudo, Path, Spore, Synapse.
Always a pleasure. So,
Bass, Hirudo, Path, Synapse. So it's Tysis and Corstasis I've left to get at least a single version of. Alright. Well, looking at the options then, I might as well pick up this one. Yeah, because I've already got those three. Already got that. This is the best of the currently available options, so sure, why not?
I am sure you... Let's do this again.
Cheers. Alright, well, we know the process. We know the means. Let's make it happen. Quick as it seems. That one took a bit of time, but then we also did get rather distracted at times. That's fine. It's what happens on a live stream. If you expect a live stream to go smoothly with zero distractions, you've never seen a live stream before.
We shall starve the tech rot of vital nutrients by forcing it to create legocyte after legocyte. Fair warning, each beast
Slightly
will be
overshot,
stronger
but it's
than
fine.
the last. If you're still game, follow Kalimos.
Alright, so let's escort the cat down and then find one of those plugins to start the whole virus process again.
Pharaoh glands. Leaking,
Out goes all the gas.
hormones and a sure sign
Hopefully kill some enemies in the process.
Kalimos wants
Grab
to
some
sleep.
handbags for Kalimos.
Kalimos is in pain. She cannot track the legocyte unprotected.
I think she's doing just fine, to be honest. Oh. That is the outside one. Excellent. So, Klimos, hold the fort. We'll be right back. Actually, yeah, have some gas. Pop ourselves here. Plug it in. There we are.
Viruses are dangerous. Tech-rot viruses are lethal. The one you just created has based itself on online for reasons I can't even pretend to fathom. But I doubt mimicking a boy band will make it any less of a headache.
Very true, Arthur. Very true. It's headaches all the way down when it comes to the tech rot. Luckily, the actual farm isn't that bad. Although I would prefer a little bit less hell scrub, I'll be honest. I would prefer a little bit less hell scrub.
Faithful Kabat has roused the prey. Bring it down and drain it.
Hi there, do you want to fight? Good fight. Real fun.
It's on the move. We mustn't escape or we'll never find it again. And this mission will be
Let's
a
get out of here.
failure. It has been broken. Harvest it. It is done.
Fair do, Mitchell.
Free to extraction
Fair do.
now, or if you have it in you, ask Kalimos to find the
There
next
we are.
leg of
Alright,
it.
we're through.
Remember, the tech rot evolves quickly and your
Another
next
instant
battle will be
secure. They
harder
really do drop those mods like candy. Plenty of them, but it's fine. Let's get out of here, see who our new adversary is, pay no attention to them, and kill them.
You can count on this coming up.
DJ Rom, loud double cheese worm.
Contract.
Sure.
Between the five of us,
Resistant to radiation, viral, and blast, weak to magnetic. Well, they are tech raw, that does make sense.
seriously.
Oh no, oh that hurts me. It's very minor, but that hurt me. But their username, or virus name, whatever you want to call it, their name, the last letter went onto the next line down. One letter? Ah! Alright then. Let's modify the Parazon and get ready to murder that letter misplaced virus. How fitting that it gives me every reason to want to send it to the recycle bin. Now let's get started with another Legocyte, why not? Here we go. Maximum speed. Slightly destroy the car, not my fault.
Your crop, the Techrot legocyte, an evolving beast that consumes untold resources during gestation.
There we are.
Harvest enough of them and perhaps we can deplete the Techrot. Kalimos is
The raffle
prowling
command is
nearby.
working.
She'll guide you to your target.
Weird. Also,
That's it,
but
Kalimos. Good girl. Now,
this can go straight into here.
going to let any harm
Plug
come
that
to our
in.
precious
Grab our
line,
reward.
Are we?
Nice. Klimos is active. We'll just hold the fort.
Leaking, saturated with hormones, and a sure sign a legocyte is nearby. Kalimos wants a sniff.
Klimos wants a sniff, does she? Well, here's something to sniff then, cat. Sniff your handbag. Grab another one.
Rally to her side while she recovers.
Send out a wave of gas. Watch as it kills a bunch of stuff. Beautiful. Is Coda Synapse better than Synapse considering the difference in Riven disposition? I usually don't pay much attention to Rivens in general, so I don't have the immediate answer on that for you. Naturally, it is going to come down to what Riven you have for a starting point, but maybe. The Riven dispositions on the new Coda weapons are all minimum, as opposed to Incarnans where most of them are actually really damn high. It's a bit of a weird one.
Our faithful Kabat has roused the prey. Bring it down and drain it.
This way to it. Yep. Grab that as I go. Where you at, Leggy? There you are. Well, that one lasted long as well, didn't it?
It's on the move.
How frequently are dispositions adjusted? Every 3 months when a new prime comes out.
This mission will be a failure.
That's when they're adjusted. And they're never adjusted by as much as you might hope.
End this generation.
Never. Good news is that for quite some time now, DE have decided to not reduce any dispositions, only ever raise them.
Or if you have
So,
any,
positive?
ask Kalimos to find the next legocyte.
Riven's are modest, crit chance, crit damage, plus recoil mod. Oh, okay, yeah, nice and modest. Very simple, yep. Everyone's got one of those. Definitely. Jade asking, when you trade a Nemesis, is their passphrase the same for the person traded it to? No. It's a new passphrase. So you can't just memorize it and go, yep, here's the key combo, get straight in there. No. Outer Loop, is there an estimation on how long it takes to farm Temple? I did put out in the Temple guide the details on how long it takes to get a hold of them, yes. So if you check out my Temple guide, in the acquisition section right at the start, that's got you covered there. Both how to get it, the strategy to do it quickly, and how long that takes. Got you covered there. Very welcome, Warbeast.
Sector's vex. TV's got mental, mashing up everything they see. About time we discipline the horror.
Oh, Quincy.
We put them in the ground. Feel me?
Alright. So all we're doing at this point is running the missions, waiting for the duet to spawn, so we can stab them in the face and see if we have the right antivirus. Everything else is circumstantial process. I'll try and focus on the cache when it spawns. Emphasis on try. You have a Cedar Riven, about 50k Kuvra, you could pour into it to maybe replace Laser Sight. Yeah, give it a shot. Why not? If you got the Riven, you got the Kuvra, and you got the Desire, then give it a whirl. All 3 items are not going to be improved if you don't do it, so see what happens. Alright, let's go deal with his cache. Oh, distraction. Let's go deal with his cache now. No. Alright. Got a Fervon charge right here, which is, first of all, not wanting to pick up, but still convenient. There we are. Next one, somewhere up here. No. No? No, not somewhere up here. Darn. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna count that as close. There we are. We have crit chance, multi-shot damage right now, but no negative, and damage is less than a single element before Savvy, so it's not a good replacement. Understood. Yeah, pure damage on Cedo, not the biggest of pickups, is it? Not the biggest of pickups for Cedo Riven. Obliterate everything here. No negative hurts a lot. It does. When it comes to Rivens, to get that ideal value, a negative is basically the way forwards. Certainly when it comes to things with tighter dispositions, you really do need to push it that extra distance. Switch to magnetic, as they said they are weak to that. Cool, none of these mods. Alright, we'll try again. We'll try again. You're still working on getting Cedo Prime? Game just did not want to drop the relics to the rare parts? That can be unfortunate at times, yeah. If you'd like, Raptor, I can see if I have any spare Cedo relics lying around. No guarantee, but I might have some of the ones you need.
Quit in time, fam. Bring it home.
Nope, this mission is done, and nothing more value to be found here, so let's just get out. I should probably also turn in a whole bunch of standing items, because picking them up doesn't actually turn them in. So yeah, should probably turn some of that in and see what I can get for it. Of course, for that I need to be in the mall. Okay, so first let's go to Letty. Exchange Hex treasures. Sorry. Didn't expect to see someone just lying down on the ground there.
Let's see.
Didn't expect to see that. I picked up a few treasures. Huh. Alright. There we are then.
Hey, be safe.
Yep. Oh, sorry, bounce off of her. Oh right, there is a mattress here. There is actually some reason for a person to be lying there. Because from that angle that I had, I didn't have that information. But there we go. That takes time out of stream? Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, we've got 3 more missions, but also I think the bounty should have rotated around. It's rotated from captured to captured. Got it. Okay then, never mind. Let's... Oh, I didn't update the bloody Parazon. Spamming escape.
The alarm all over the Kim network. Skuldra started a neighborhood purge and the local...
There it is. Back to the mall, update the Parazon, then go into the mission. Because otherwise we could have a very wasted spawn. Alright, equipment. Arsenal. Parazon, upgrade. Remove Byte, Computer Cop, and Keep Clean. Let's instead try Anti-V, Drive Duster, and Soft Safe. There we are. Give those a whirl, see what happens. Head ourselves back down to the Pump PC, and away we go.
Skuldra Purge Squad just moved into the area. They're putting down anything that moves. Infested and civilians alike. How's about...
Don't worry,
we
Owie.
return the favor?
We'll just blow up everything, it's fine.
I'm talking total wipeout.
They will be wiped. See? Easy. I mean, we don't have to worry about the fact that we're killing them because, you know, we can reset the year and they'll just come back again, right? That's how it works. Also have a synapse ribbon called crit damage multi-shot, negative damage to infested heart. That's a nice pickup. Because no one really cares about how much damage they deal to the infested die anyway. You give a scathing review to the infested, they fall over dead.
Just ping one of Skaldra's secret stashes. Use the Fervon charges to melt the locks and get inside. But I gotta tell you, they will not be happy about it if you do.
Of course they won't. And that's why we're going to do it anyway. Cook everything in here as best I can. What do I think about stage defense gun? New game mode. It's basically defense, right? I mean, sure, it drops down a stage, but so does lure defense, so... It is functionally defense. Unless I'm missing anything of particular notes on it. And I think of it no greater or lesser than just defense, to be honest with you. The only real difference is, oh look, a demolisher type thing, a screamer spawns on wave 3 and multiples thereof, but can't say that a unit ever seemed to matter that much. It was just a more tanky enemy to take down, that was all. Felt like a excuse to rework defense. Yep. I'm not even going to apply that much thought to it. It's a defense mission. So yeah, in terms of the vibe, go with the Screamer, interesting choice. Certainly adds some extra spice to listen to the mission, if not necessarily to the particular gameplay, but ultimately it's still a defense mission. It's still a defense. Does the Bane of Infested mod work on Deimos Infested as well as Vanilla Infested? Assume it doesn't work Tekrot since I don't use the name of Infested. I would assume it should work on Deimos Infested, yes. Because those are Deimos Infested, like Kuva Grenier or whatever the Corpus one is. They have a Corpus Amalgam? Because that's still considered Corpus, and Kuva Grenier is still considered Grenier. So it should work, would be my understanding. If it doesn't, blame DE, not me.
Why do you find it so difficult to get rid of these slugs?
They're not slugs. Some of our guns fire slugs, but it's not like that. Okay, where's the Jade? There they are. Hey, look who's come back.
Tech transcends borders.
Where's the... There he is. Dang it, none of those as well. Ugh. Does Tekrot count as infested? I haven't looked into it, I'll be honest with you. I've assumed it doesn't. Flow is asserting it doesn't as well. Yeah, I assume that it doesn't. Which, yeah, it's a positive for those of you with negative infested ribbons. You don't actually have a negative here. It's a downside for anyone who's invested into infested mods. That's just the way it goes. It would be weird if it counts as infested, but they didn't give us any kind of faction mod for the skull, bro. That's my guess. Oh, we'll shoot these out the sky. Because we're able. So why not? Look, that one did not die. Those Dedicants really do hold on. This is a gun that can clear Steel Path like it's nothing, and this is not a Steel Path mission. Those Dedicants can really hold on. Your personal ribbon is crit chance, heat, crit damage, negative infested on your first roll. Wow, that's a good one. Very nice roll right there. Enjoy. How do I see what I'm shooting through these crazy numbers? It's simple. If it doesn't die in the first shot, it's a Dedicant. Pretty much that.
That's the last of them. Time to come home.
Damage attenuation everywhere. Thankfully not everywhere. Just the Dedicants here. Maybe also the Codas. I haven't checked. They still die. If numbers are happening, you're aiming correctly. Doesn't apply in the Interactive Labs, unfortunately. You might just be shooting up some scenery. Who's invested into infested mods? Completionists. I mean, I probably have some. Let me have a look here. Equipment, mods. Infested. Oh, wow. Oh, no, I do have one. There we are. I was going to say, not a single one, but yes, I have exactly one infested main mod. One. And then just a whole bunch of ribbons, which either have positives or negatives to the infested. Not that I've done anything with them. But they're there. Good old Wolf Sledge, Bratton, Strofer, Tenet Diplos. Various bits. Versus spits out so many numbers, sometimes lose track of what you're shooting at. Honestly, completely valid. There are many times where I have turned off damage numbers just so I can aim better with the Burston. Genuinely, I've done that.
Passion.
Alright then, so we need Swirly and Zed. One of these is going to be the one. And to add to that as well, let's throw in a chance of an extra hard sell, why not? Alright, I think we're down to Hell Scrubs again. Yep, alright. Hell Scrubs it is. They should make an option to have the numbers pop away from the crosshairs. It's funny you should say that. It's really funny you should say that. They have multiple options for different ways of handling how the numbers work. Every single one of those options that doesn't outright disable the numbers leaves the numbers in the way. When it shouldn't, it still does. So, it would be nice if that was implemented, you're very right. It feels like asking for a second and third Matrix film. Now, is there an opacity setting for numbers? There is. So here's the problem with the opacity settings. From my experience, at least from my perspective, if I give them translucency, great. Now I've got numbers that are hard to read while still blocking what I'm looking at. If I make them sufficiently translucent that I can see what I'm looking at, I can no longer make out the numbers, because they're too translucent in amongst the mess of everything going on. There's no actual win. No actual win. I just realised that is not right next to me. That is a bit of a distance away. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. What's my route? No, don't do... No. No. No.
You're gonna lose that scrubber, bucko.
I'm good. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Start making decisions.
Whew. Alright. We got it. Question for a newbie. Currently about strong enough that level 30 missions are easy, level 16 I'm pretty much dead weight. How do I improve? For my best weapons. Does a clear star chart buff you? Clearing the star chart doesn't buff you, so that's not a solution, no. It is a case of both better weapons and more well upgraded mods on said weapons. What weapon are you currently using there, Jimbo? What weapon is your main go-to damage dealer right now? I don't think there's an enemy there. I can't kill the marked enemy if the marked enemy is an invisible corpse. Yeah, by and large, mods are, yeah, the key, as Ellie's put it. As I've described Warframe before now, it has a gear-based leveling system. Endo is your experience, you gain levels on your mods are your power. Natric, Dex Furious, Zorus, Cedo, Breckenwar. Got it. Yeah, the Nataruk, well, I used the Nataruk in the most recent Dan video in order to farm Dante over in the Entrati Labs, which is possibly something you might not be dealing with so far. But point is that I was taking that to level 130, I think I got up to, and it was still killing the Demolishers in a disruption mission. You've got the weapons. At the very minimum, you've got the Nataruk, but you've also got the Zorus and the Cedo. It's now a case of the mods. That's what you need. The right mods, upgrade them. And yes, this does also mean adding a Oricking Catalyst to the Cedo. It should already be on the Nataruk and Zorus. Actually, wait, no. It should already be on the Nataruk. I don't know about the Zorus, come to think of it. But yeah, max capacity, throw informer, upgraded mods, that's your approach. That's your power. It's all in mods. Already catalyzed? Good. Natric is nerfed compared to release. I don't remember the differences, but it's still bloody powerful. Do not underestimate. Yeah, you got the weapons. It comes down to the modding. And there are modding guides you can follow for all of those weapons. No problem. Clean that off. No sign of the Coda on this run. To be expected. I think we had them just last run, right? Oh, 11-year-old vet here. Love your YouTube videos. I'm really glad got to catch you live for once. Hey, welcome on in. Sorry to hear about your keyboard, but welcome on in all the same. Nearly there. A few more seconds, we'll be able to abandon this mission. Well, complete it, but yeah. There we are. Out we pop. 10-year-old computer. Fair do, fair do.
Like this. Don't worry, I'll share. You've done enough.
So what I'm getting here is you're an 11-year vet of Warframe and 10-year-old computer. So you tried out Warframe, decided to get a new computer to enjoy it more, and have never upgraded since. That may not actually be the case, but that's the story I'm going with now. Love it. Oh yeah, I got this brand new setup. It runs Warframe at a smooth 30 FPS. The eye just can't even see any higher than that. Never gonna need to upgrade again. And to be clear, it's all in jest. We have people playing here on something that probably has less processing power than a potato. All are welcome. So long as potato is your computer brain and not your social brain. Ten-year computer sounds old, but you remember that in 2025, computer is reaching 8 years. Yeah. My computer is, I think, about 5 years. Yeah, my computer's got to be 5 years now. Yeah. Right then. It's the only option we have. Just do this mission. You paid extra time for top of the line, but now you run on PS5? Yeah, fair enough.
Keeping this short and sweet. Go into the heart of the infestation. Recover the lost hell scrubbers. Keep them.
I have not yet ever been in a position to purchase a computer that can ever be described as top of the line. I have purchased nice, but never even close to top of the line.
Perfect for emergencies.
I think the current computer I'm using, time of purchase, the entire computer, so a guy from a place that put it together for me was, what, I think, $850? That was 5 years ago. So, yeah. But hey, it's doing fine, aside from when the different drives died, but it's doing mostly fine. Let's go deal with that scrubber before it deals with me.
Hey, you think I'm playing? Shoot that buildup off now!
I'm getting there. Oh my god. It's not like the mission starts me next to it. Oh yeah. Alright. Good old blowy goop. If you don't use the Incarna mode, Burston basically becomes an aim trainer, except
Code injection is like
hitting any part of the enemy counts as a complete victory because of the sheer damage output. Warframe's performance is surprisingly good. D do a lot of work of optimization, yeah. They've had their moments where they've not been optimizing as much. Fog says hi. But usually they are pretty damn good with their optimization, yeah. Hey, look, it's arrived. Good, 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 good. Let's put some damage into you. That's not what I tried to click.
So, breathing a little easier?
Huzzah! We are making progress. You're not a huge fan of Burston, more of a Latron type player? Yeah, I've used Latron plenty as well. I've used that plenty. We need Incarnate Evolution. It cuts non-Incarnate damage to 5%, so headshots wouldn't kill enemies outright. I would rather that if a headshot kills an enemy, that we get charged for the entire burst, or just something to accommodate just how strong our shots can be.
Although it's only puke if it comes out of the tech rod's mouth.
The fact that it's easier to charge Incarnate the less well modded you are at times is a bit weird. So, similar to how the Perigale went from you need to land 4 consecutive headshots to you need to land 4 consecutive headshots or get a headshot kill to activate this perk. Same deal with Incarnans. That's what I would do. Simple as that. Because it already exists with the Perigale, we know that the precedent is there to allow for it. Alright, now that's cleaned up, let's oh, I did that slightly wrong, hold on. That didn't push as many as I expected. Alright, we'll do this instead. Yay! Shower the things everywhere. Macro particles. Hello ATA. Things are going well. We're on our second coda of today's stream. If there will not be a third, I will be very clear about that right now. There's only so much of this I could do in one go without wanting to scratch out my eyeballs. Look at this. So this is Lavo? Absolutely. The Lavo snake. Lavo's playpen. Can you use pull to bring all the toys back into the snack pit? No idea. I am neither Mag nor Owie. You'll have to ask one of those magnetic weirdos.
Coming out of the rot. There's some stuff we might be interested in, like this. See? My eyes
You know what, before we go, I'm going to get distracted once again.
Minimum threshold, but you didn't come down here to do the minimum.
Just to go in the pipe. Because if we pop up here, we find a bunch of nothing apparently. Alright. What about over here? There. Can we get in this side? No, we cannot. Nope. I think that's the only pipe we can go into. Never mind then. I thought I was going to find something more, to be honest. Let's see, which way is our exit? This way? Yes. The waypoint is only on my minimap, so I'm having to reference that for my way out. I don't know why the in-world marker is just missing at the moment. There we go. Got it. Vaxa, anyway, what I really like about your stuff is that you look at a complete build instead of focusing on just one thing. I'm glad you appreciate that. I do try to make sure that I'm looking at builds, but not entire loadouts too much. Because if it's an entire loadout, I feel it over-constrains things. You know, if I say to someone, oh yeah, you want to use this primary, and this secondary, and this melee, and this frame, and this companion, and this focus call, and this necromech, like, is it necessary to specify all of these details? I try to hit that balance of, here is a setup, here is something that can handle whatever it's designed to handle, but then the rest of the details is your own personal expression as to how you want to go about that. Maybe bring in a guide for one of those other slots. If I've given a Warframe setup that works well with a good melee, then the primary and secondary can be another pick of a primary or secondary video I've covered. That's the way I tend to approach it. So yeah, glad you like that approach. Alright then, so we know that Wormaway is the one we want, and we know that we are at 35%, that's an important number. So if we're at 35, optimization says use a 10% and a 15% mod. Okay, so that is a 10%, so let's grab one of these 15%ers. There we go. We'll pop those two on together. The reason being for that is that if we stab with this, you get 5% for the stab, plus 15 for this, plus 10 for that. That's 10, 25, 30 in total. If we get 35% plus 30%, that'll bring us to 65%. And if we then run that one with two 15% mods, a stab there would send it straight to space. So this gives us the maximum amount of 10% mod usage for the bigger bonuses they offer, while still being able to get us there in 2 stabs, rather than if we did two 10% mods here, we could end up needing 3 stabs if the stars are badly aligned. So yeah, just a little bit of optimization. The optimizer uploaded somewhere, I always forget it. Yeah, I should probably get around to like making a basic YouTube short out of that or something. I should probably make that a YouTube short. In fact, I could probably just like record that as a short right now. I could, couldn't I? If I just go back into that. If we do it through this way.
Labels get comfy.
You bookmark that short so fast? Yeah. If I just do a little bit of recording right now. Let me... Yeah, I don't need a cam on this. Webcam out for that. Let's do this.
Look out.
I'll wait for the
Oh my guys.
Techrot to stop babbling. Thank you. Alright. When it comes to completing the Coda as quickly as possible, the simplest way to go about it is to first use all 3 mods on your Parazon for the antiviruses first. 3 at a time until you find out which antivirus you need. Thereafter, the simple optimization is to check what disinfection you are at. If you are at 30% or 65%, you want to use 2 15% potency mods. If you're at 35% or 70%, you want to use a 10% and a 15% potency mod alongside your antivirus. Otherwise, just use 2 of your favorite 10% potency mods. With that optimization, you make sure you get to that final stamp as quickly as possible. There's no other optimization needed. Alright. So with that, I'll just do a little bit of overlay magic in an edit at some point, and then Bob's your uncle, that's a short. That should have that within the short time frame, and should fit onto screen quite nicely with, again, a little bit of editing magic. So that should do the trick. Can't believe that was scriptless. Oh, it wasn't that good. I stumbled, but it's fine. Now, just checking actually, where am I at again? Just checking, 35%, 10 and 15, yep, cool, yeah.
Between the 5 of us.
There we are. Alright, let's head over to BC. All missions are available to us, so let's check the bounty. And yeah, it's the Legicide one, let's do it. Let's go do it. Fair enough, Ellie. Thank you. We'll see how I feel about it in editing. I might end up re-recording that anyway, but we'll see. In terms of a zero cut short, that's about as simple as it gets.
Follow Kalimos. She will track your prey.
That's it, Kalimos. Good girl.
Come on, kitty.
Now,
Whilst I wait, I'll just explode the area. I went from 17 to 42 stationary items destroyed. Oh, Lavos, you're so good at that. 42 to 58. And that's 75 acquired. Simple as that. I can hear a beepy beepy.
Grab them and take them to
there it is. Take the BP and pop it into this thing over here. How is she in pain already? I turned my back for a second. Prissy little cat. Here, you want some grub? Yeah, have some grub. Need some more. Nom up. And another for you. Yeah, that's a happy kitty. All the grub grub. You remember when abilities were mods? Wow, you're ancient. That is well before my time in this game. Well before. Alright, Kadimos, which way? Thank you.
Our faithful Kabat has roused the prey. Bring it down and drain it.
Let's delete it. What? I'm Lavos. What? I'm Lavos. And Lexite is escaping. Ah,
It's
fuck
on the move.
it.
It mustn't escape or we'll never find it again. And this mission will be a failure.
Come back here. Which... Really not entirely sure what the fuck killed me there. I didn't want to get too close again in case there's something around me. Lavos has so much tank, I am genuinely lost as to what killed me there. Because this is just a bounty. It's level 125. Oh, of course the Lich has to show up. God, I wish it...
Ask Kalimax to find the next Legasite. Remember, the tech rot evolves quickly and your next battle will be harder still.
Kind of wild that Dan can do a level 120 disruption, but my main account falls over on a just normal bloody bounty.
I can see it. All that was taken from Helvania and
I-
the people funneled into
Go back in
this
the recording.
monster.
All I'll see is I died to some stupid damage output. Somewhere, somehow.
Oh, Cobra! I am processing terror.
A formidable effort.
Delete converted lich stone, converted lich codex section. Good point. I can. Alright. Yeah, it's probably about time to consign those ones to the Lotus then. Oh, did it put a mag bubble on me? Right. That would do it. Yeah, if it put a mag bubble on me. Yeah. I'm used to watching out for Malice doing that, not the Legosites. Fair enough. Now, because we had a no-show, that's brought us up to 40%, so the optimization changes from 1015 to 1010. This can come out, and this can go in. Oh, I've got that one over there. I mean, this one can go in. Yes. I can do that, apparently. The Infested can do all kinds of funky shit. That's fine. Reminds you of the Nama Face Blast investigation? Yeah. It turns out it's basically just you die. If it hits you whilst your shield gate's out, you die. Got any one shield hit point? You're fine. One overguard? You're fine. 5 million health? Doesn't matter, not enough. It's a curious design at times, when you think about it. Like, where's my health gate, you know? You get a shield gate for 300 shields. Where's my health gate for 300 health? I don't actually want a health gate, just to be very clear on that. That would be done.
Abandoned supply cache. Now listen up. If you get close, it'll clock you and start a countdown. Bust into the cache before it's smoked. See?
Lexites evolve and use a variety of Warframe abilities each time. I just wasn't expecting to get turbo nuked by my own freaking face blaster. I don't recall seeing any kind of warning, I just went dead. Do not pass go, do not collect 2,000 hollers. It's 2,000, not 200, because the inflation here is absolutely devastating. Tragic, really. Definitely not a mistake.
Supply cache flipped into self-destruct. It works, fewer fervon charges should pop it.
Alright, 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 I'll go for your stupid little cache. Where's it at? It's all the way bloody over here. Yoink! Load ourselves in, grab that spot. Next one I think is just up through here. Yep, there it is. Ah.
Techrod's proper pissed off. Hitters coming out of every nook and crook. I say, let them come.
Yeah. You can't get over them renaming credits to Hollis here. Fair enough. It's a novel detail.
Yo, Techrot signals down to 50%. Take him to 0.
I'm working on it. We'll get them down to 0. And then all the other Techrot that's still alive somewhere somehow. 0 the lot. No ones, only zeros. Might throw in the occasional 2 just to confuse their binary. I assume Techrot runs on binary. Do we actually know if Techrot uses binary computing? I mean, they might use trinary for all we know. Thanks to Eternalism Mumbo Jumbo, they might have access to the ability to go full quantum on us. Who's to say? Not me, I don't understand a lick of it, so... There we are. Done. And we're out. Is there any other good way of getting Axie Relics other than Lure? It's going to be a couple of disruption missions. So Lure is the best one. The next best 2 places would be Set the Disruption and the Disruption on Deimos, Armatus. Yeah. It is pretty much Disruption is your winner when it comes to Axie Relics. The other options pale in comparison. They really do. Even those 2 alternatives are strictly worse if you're not careful about it. Or even if you're careful about it, I think they're still strictly worse. But yeah. Fun times! Yeah, if you enjoy Disruption, Axie Relics, easy to get. If you don't enjoy Disruption, get screwed. Buy it from someone else.
Skaldra Purge Squad just moved into the area. They're putting down anything that moves.
Yeah.
Infested and civilians alike.
The good news at least is if you need relics that come from Disruption, you can probably trade for them from other players. There should be quite a few going around, and so if you have other things worth trading, you can do it that way, but at that point you might also just want to trade for the part outright. There's a reason Platinum is tradable and we have a working economy. Yeah, very true. Said there's only good for the Gauss bits, not for Gauss and weapons. Gauss signature weapons? Ah. Oh, well, okay then. Yeah, Gauss signature weapons are a drop from on Uranus. Here's hoping that the Coda would like to spawn on this mission, so I don't have to do any more Hell Scrub. That'd be great. That would be great. You assume the weapon BPs from demos on the mission where you get the parts? No, that would be far too sensible. They're in different places. Gotta mix it up. Yeah, this is why I always double check the drop tables. Don't want to farm on assumptions. When you assume, you just make an ass out of you and me. Don't you worry, Owie. Don't need to panic. We'll find those charges. Maybe. Oh, they're out here. Okay, no, they're done for. Oh, actually, that's really easy. Look at this huge area marked out. This huge area. The charges were here and here. Okay, sure game, sure. Sure.
To the victor!
Okay.
It
could be anywhere around here. No idea where it could be. Could they be right next to the same building at the park? Right next to the cache? Who knows?
Is there a unit ready? Good. Deploy.
Sculpture Command is gonna be.
Come on, where's the real one?
Find out what happened to their purge squad.
There we are.
Keep going.
Stabby stabby! Oh, right then. One more stab, we'll have them sent to space. And because we got the stab here, we don't need to do the Hell Scrub again. We can switch back to Legasite. Oh, we got a hydrate from Salvatore. Cheers. And we continue our assault. I hope none of the citizens wanted their cars back. They're kind of... It's a write-off. Yeah. As is that truck.
Citizens, fear not. We have the situation under control. As I speak, the planes you hear above your head are delivering elite troops to neutralize the Hex.
So, we escape down these tunnels here. Is it really that hard for the Scoldra to follow us? Like, are they just a little scared of a short bike ride? Or maybe it's all theatre. They know that actually, deep down, we are helping, but they're so far into their own lie that Victor can't pull out at this point. Has to just keep on acting the part, but doesn't actually attack us directly here because he knows, nah, I can't do that. Alright, let's update the Parasol. So we're at 70%, which means that 30% to pop it, and for a 30% pop, we want a 10 and a 15 mod. So there's a 15, and then for a 10, let's go with you. So this gives me the ability to instantly stab straight to space as and when they spawn. Let's go for it. Pom PC. Actually, is this still on the capture? It is? Yep, let's do that. Yeah, maybe it's some Intrati voodoo mumbo jumbo stuff that they get close to the ball and decide they feel like it's not the right place to be.
Harvest
Yeah,
enough
Entrati
equipment,
magic.
once we can deplete the tech rot.
Alright,
Kalimos is prowling
Kalimos,
nearby.
off you pop.
She'll guide you to your target.
Out of all the Skuldra, only Nessie can ride.
While she sniffs out
Well,
the tech rot's darling legacy.
Nessie had a very particular upbringing. As we learn from
Grab those spirit glands and let Kalimos have a whiff of them.
Velimir and...
Find my target.
I've lost her name.
Kalimos.
Yep, name's gone.
To her side.
Oops. Minerva, thank you. I can remember Montoxicated, but couldn't remember Minerva. Cheers. Alright, Kalimos, again, this same handbag process, there you are. There is a reason I haven't farmed all of these weapons up yet, and this is exactly why. I get a little bit tired of doing the same 3 missions over and over. And it is 3 missions, not 5. I don't care that the factions supposedly change. It's the same 3 missions. There's no spy mission. There's no mobile defense mission or defense mission. There's no interception. No excavation. It is all Legasite, and you only ever need to do 1 run because they're not going to pop up later. Exterminate and survival, which again is a 1 run. You can't have ever increasing chance of the Coda spawning if you continue doing additional runs. It just doesn't work that way. Or additional rounds, you know.
It's trying to run. Stop it. Escape.
There we go. Oh, hey, look who turned up straight away. Well, that's convenient.
Can harvest it.
It's a good thing I set up the Parazon to do a 30% rather than a 25%. There we go. The optimization has saved me from having to do anywhere between 1 and 4 additional missions. Optimization, success.
And your next battle will be harder still.
All for the win, really. And also paying attention to the optimization. I don't think I got a heart cell. No, but we had a chance at one. I think it was a heart cell one I had plugged in. Words. In any case, whatever one I had plugged in didn't seem to trigger. That's fine.
A formidable effort. Do you think you can do more next time? Kalimos awaits.
There we are. We grab another antivirus. We send our Coda to space. Let's go dispatch them. You want to log on just to help new players clear content? Sure, pop into the recruiting channel. There's usually new players that pop up from time to time. They're going, hey, can someone help you with such and such? Bam, there you are. Easy peasy. Which weapons would I like to see getting new incarnans? I'll be honest, I don't know what would fit under that quality. No idea. I'm not really that attached to older, weaker weapons, so nothing that I really care about would qualify for an incarnate anyway. Bit of a non-answer, I know, but it is the answer. Stuck? Okay, no. The less I can hear about that weapon, the better. That's not a weapon I want an incarnate for. That's a weapon I would like to, next time I happen to be in Canada, if I accidentally bump into a computer and RM Stug. Oops, my bad. Stug doesn't exist anymore. Oh, what? Did the backups fail as well? Oh no. Ah, guess the Stug's just gone now. Sorry about that.
I think solo artists get really lonely. Success can be isolating.
Also, hello there, Gaz. Hope you're doing well today. Hope you are doing well. I can tell you, after doing 2 of these back to back, I'm ready for just I'm ready for a little bit of a nap after this one. First ever Warframe rollback to re-add Stug. Nope, it's alright, it's gone. Doesn't exist. Never heard of it. Stug didn't get added to the game. It was all just a meme on Reddit, and we're not falling for it anymore. There never was a Stug. Simple, really. Like, why would he add something called the Stug and shoots out just these white blobs of sticky something? Like, that just doesn't sound like a real weapon. That doesn't sound like a real weapon that D would make. Nah, it's clearly a Reddit meme.
Fire crew, attention needed.
Clearly a Reddit meme.
Fires extinguished. Scrubbing atmosphere.
Alright. That's all sorted. Fire the shot there.
Pop music's no place for
Da-da-da.
attitudes about art.
You do these in pub for 3 extra heart cells? Yeah, I discussed that at the start of stream. I could do that, but that also means doing these in a pub.
Their security is weakened.
Alright, surely I am close enough this time that it'll just let me in. Surely.
Slingshot loaded. 10-0 in the barrel.
There we go. The symbol popped up this time. That was the difference. Gotta look for the symbol to pop up. That's when you know you're close enough.
It doesn't matter how much you know about the process if you don't have what
Flo,
it takes.
thank you very much for the bits.
Pull it.
Did someone mention the Incarnum, Carmine, Seti Tenet, Kuva Coda, Prismatellos, Vacor Raptor, Sancti Secura, Cyanoid Dex, Mucius Proboscis, Mark I Stug, Vandal Wraith, Umbra Prime? Do love me some good word soup.
I am wary of people who value admiration of everything else.
Dodging everything, best that I can. I think I've dodged a... Oh! Whoop, 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 whoop. I'm fine. I'm good. Oh, I see it. Ah! They tried to trick me. Still dodging. Yes! I dodged every single one of the stage attacks. I think that's the first time I've managed that. Genuinely a first for me. We just immediately got through that first stage, roll out the way of that. Incoming. That was too quick for me. Both lasers hit me up and down. So that's... Oh, up we go. Up. Dodgy dodge. Over the top of that. Watch out for the lasers. Jump over the fire. Yep, there we are. Dodged enough again. No bonuses for them. My target is healing. Shoot it some more, and we're good. There we are.
Just because someone appreciates music.
As quick as I can get that done with this setup. And let's burn that CD. And I don't mean we're saving it. He is gone. Let me out, please. Ah. Ta-da!
Is silent again, as it should be.
Use the Omni? Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that exists for that. After Corpus Railjack, I just assume that it doesn't work. But you're very right. I should use that. What weapon are we getting? The last one in the shop that I don't have at least one of. I forget which one that is. I think it might be Course Assist. But whichever one in the shop I don't currently have one of. That one. You wish you could deal with that fight so easy? It's simple. Believe in Lavos. This whole Lavos is my main is not a meme. As I demonstrated by every stream and every video near enough, Lavos slaps. If you want a casual experience, Lavos. Also, was that back-to-back 15s? Nice. Who needs to run public missions? I've gained 30 heart cells in 2 Codas by myself. I'll take that. I'll take that. Lavos double slaps with his 1? Very true. Or use Revenant and stand there? Psh. Psh. Using Revenant when Lavos exists. You don't have a main? That's fine. Plenty of people don't have a main. I just happen to have found mine. That's all, really. Alright then, Eleanor. Yep, once again, I don't actually know which ones of these I don't have. Okay, so Baspora, Synapse, Corsta, Hirudo, Palisade. So I picked up the Corsta Assist today, right. Yeah, it's Tysis I don't have.
You may of course touch the merchandise.
25.6% impact. You know what? Maybe I should just leave this one here and pick it up in 6 days' time. Because to drop these heart cells on a 25.6, I'm not in a rush to grab the Coda Tysis. For those of you who have already grabbed it, am I in a position where I should want to rush to grab this thing, really? From what I've seen and heard so far, I'm not in the biggest rush to make a 25.6% purchase. Valence fodder? That's not even Valence fodder, that's that low tier, because I could just wait a few more days and Valence fodder the next one. It's good but not world changing? Yeah, I'm not going to pick up a 25.6% impact then. I can grab it later. Juicy 25? It's not even a flat 25. If it was 25.0, it would be funny for just how bad a percentage it is. But it's not even that. It's just the worst thing in the shop right now. And having just spent that hour getting those heart cells, I kind of don't want to give them that. You only pick them up to 50% plus, but you're a noob. I mean, you don't have to be a noob to say, screw random low bonuses, you can be a patient gamer. Patient gaming works. So yeah, we've earned it, but I will get around to completing having earned it. I am happy for that to come in due time. In the meantime, I think it's about time we do a platinum giveaway. If you have not already grabbed yourself a ticket, exclamation mark ticket in the chat for a chance to win that. We'll be doing that draw very shortly here on the channel here. It doesn't matter what platform you're on. You could be on PC, Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, or on mobile. And you could be a follower, subscriber, or this could be your very first message and very first stream entirely. Like Quacker's Crow here, very first message. Duality Frigate, very first message. Absolutely fine. You still have the same chance of winning as anyone else here, so long as you each do grab a ticket, of course. If you don't have a ticket, well, tough. Then you don't get to you don't get to win. That's how it works. And just a reminder as well, if you are the winner, not only will I announce it here on stream, but you'll also receive a Twitch DM, so long as your Twitch DM's open. It does need to be open. Now I'll have all the details there as to how you can claim it. So long as you respond within 24 hours, you're all good. Speaking of good, Duality Frigate, thank you very much for dropping your Prime sub over here as well. There we are with that lovely blue sub badge next to your name. No more ads for you and all the other goodies that come with that as well. Cheers for that. Cheers indeed. What I mean, you can't win if you don't play? I mean exactly that. It is also kind of technically meeting the criteria of giveaway rules within the UK, but who cares about that? The Tysis hates Punch Tree? Good to know. I will probably forget that, but good to know. There is a brain cell somewhere that might actually respond when I come across that feature later. Maybe. He's saying there isn't a difference between picking up a 25 and then 40% or a 40 then 25%. There isn't a difference between that. No, you're very correct. However, there is a difference between picking up the 25 as Valence fodder now, and then the next time it comes around, a 60% appears in the store. If a 60% appears, that changes things. Guys, look at the normal shards on my main. Oh, I'm sorry. Is Lavos not powerful enough for you that you need an extra 10% ability duration? And that you need the max stacks of corrosive to go above the max stacks of corrosive necessary for armor strip on everything but status resistant enemies that fall over dead anyway. Guys, this is called being practical. It might look a little bit unusual to you. I understand it. It might look a little bit unusual when you see people decking themselves out. Oh my god, I've level capped my Lavos. Like, yeah, but no. The 10% that matters, bro? 0.6 seconds on most types. 0.6 seconds. Bruh. Bruh. My duration is currently 175%. So let's see. So I'd get an extra tick of damage. I would get one extra tick of damage on things that somehow survive 10 ticks of damage from Lavos in the first place. Yeah. That's like using unmaxed mods. Don't know if I have any of those on my Lavos. Not on this one, no. But I do use a slightly downpipped adaptation quite frequently, yeah. Fun fact, optimization does not mean maximization. Those are two different things. Sometimes the optimal play isn't going full Talforged. If you want to go to full Talforged, you might do that on Atlas instead. Then sure, why not? Actually, didn't I fully Talforge Frost? Oh, I did. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Don't want to farm Bile? There's also that. Tal corrosive shards would be funny. It would just be pointless. Hurrah, I could get a couple extra corrosive procs on Violence, who's already dead before it matters. Hurrah. Can we get a Frost Guide soon? Sometime between now and the heat death of the universe, probably. I'm getting my way through them bit by bit. A piss off chat, isn't that worth it? Look, the last time someone managed to get me to do something out of spite with the Archon shards, if I recall correctly, it was Nightmare Frame upset that the shards on a frame weren't symmetrical, and so I made it even worse. I think it was genuinely, that was the last time I changed the shards out of spite. He came into the chat and was upset that my shards were not symmetrical on a frame. Yeah. So anyway, that's a thing. Just swap out the Amber Towel just to spike Gaz then? No? No, because it's practical. It's still there for casting speed. Why would I remove my casting speed? If I wanted to do anything here to mess with people, I could remove one of these duration shards for a particle velocity shard. So that it would be yellow, green, Tau yellow, green, red. And at that point, no one could be happy with how it looks. No one. But I'm not going to do that. Because I'm going to spite the people who want me to be spiteful. Today, you're the ones being spited. You think you are beyond the spite? Nope, we are equal opportunity here. Everyone gets spite. Everyone. Today, you. And with that, I think before we devolve into absolute insanity, we should probably just do a platinum giveaway, shouldn't we? We should probably do that. Sammy Nair say, there's one thing I've noticed, and that's many big streamers for Warframe are from UK. I guess? Can't say I've really paid enough attention to measure it up, but yeah, I guess. Who knows? Maybe just... No, I got nothing. I got nothing on that. If there's a correlation of significance, then sure, why not? Sounds a lot like an acolyte. An acolyte called Spite. I mean, that's pretty much the violence acolyte, let's be real. If you get an acolyte which had the combination of violence's powers and malice's powers, so it'd silence us and then put a mag bubble on us, I mean, pretty much there you are. That's just spite the acolyte. Screw your abilities and screw your guns. Hit yourself, idiot. Spite the acolyte. Giveaway time. Let's close up the entries there. All tickets are in. If you didn't grab a ticket, you didn't want one, or maybe you just arrived, in which case, well, you're too late. You'll just have to catch up on the next stream, won't you? Okay, no. Today, out of the potential winners, all 78 of you, the winner indeed is going to be Radika. Radika, congratulations. You are the winner today of the Platinum giveaway. I'll be contacting you shortly after the end of the stream. Get hold of your Warframe username, your platform, and if you have cross-save turned on or not. In fact, there is Radika right now. Oh, well then. Nice, they say. What a absolutely humble reply to winning. Just, oh, well then. I also appreciate, just having a look here, I can see when you claimed your ticket, with no messages in between, you claimed your ticket over 3 hours ago. You were here at the start of the stream, grabbed a ticket, and then just quietly sat and enjoyed the show. Until we decided to give you some platinum. I mean, Gaz, don't you agree? Isn't that just one of the most perfect viewers right there? Subscribed and everything. I've got 0 comments. 100%. That's someone who is absolutely in need of this platinum. Let's sort that out for you. So, quick little whisper time. Radika, there is your smiley face in a DM. Just respond to that there. As I say, Warframe username, platform, and if you have cross-save turned on or not. We'll get that sent on over to you. Absolutely. Playing giveaway? Absolutely. There we are then. And I see the messages coming through. Oh, quick replies as well. I can sort that within a couple minutes after the end of stream. This is beautiful. Radika, you are an example to everyone. Alright, I think it's about time we raid on out of here. I take it from the very fact that Gaz is in this channel right now, we cannot do a raid into a Gaz stream today. I might be off on that. There could just be a stream of Gaz watching this stream, just tuning in. Somehow I doubt it. Somehow I doubt it. So where indeed can we raid in into? You're on the couch sick? I'm sorry to hear that. Did you play a little bit too much with the gas ash? Is this why you have you took the title too literally? You've sharted and departed the stream. Please do get well soon, or play more gas ash. With whatever floats your boat. I still can't believe I managed to make that one work. Out of all the bloody things, gas ash still just hangs over me as something both successful at the same time. What the hell? You will never wall latch? Understandable. I did give an alternative where you don't need to wall latch. It does work without the wall latch, using Virulent Scourge instead of Proton Snap. It's worse, but it's not unusably worse. So yes, if you want to be lazy when sharting, you can. I've got to find someone to raid quickly. I am rapidly breaking down here. Let's see. I think, yeah, it's been a hot minute since we raided into the ghouls. I think it's been a hot minute since we popped into there. So let me just make sure we can load in, not jumping into an ad break or anything. Yeah, looks like we'll be fine. Looks like we'll be fine. They haven't turned on follower only chat or anything silly like that. And boop, the raid is started. Alright then. From that, just noticed 1999 picture in the background. So cool. Ah yes, the I think it's supposed to be a mouse map kind of thing. It's a solid mousepad thing. D sent it to me. Very nice of them. I also have a 1999 mouse mat somewhere and a lunchbox, I think. Yeah, I think they sent me a mousepad, that, like mouse mat, that pad, and a lunchbox. Kind of weird. Anyway, we're raiding on out of here now. Thank you everyone for joining in today. I will be live again on Friday for some more Not Warframe. In the meantime, you can look forward to a video out tomorrow as well. It's got a certain punch to it. I'll just say that much. Until then, let's raid on out of here. Bye-bye, y'all.